I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Good afternoon. It feels like it has been a year. It has just been a couple of weeks since I have been with you all. And oh, how I miss the good old times on the show. But I'm back with you today. What promises to be a very, very, very interesting video. We're going to have lots of discussion, some healthy, robust debates, no fights, no disrespect. We're going to have some phone calls as well to hear your views, your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback on this blessed and glorious day. I hope you're doing well and you're in the best of health. It is the day that the Lord has made, and as usual, let us rejoice and be glad in it. Life has its various challenges and obstacles and hurdles and, of course, difficulties. But just remember that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Keep on believing in you. Trust your abilities. Put your faith and confidence in the Lord Most High, and He will lead and direct you. All right? Big up. All right? Very interesting topics that we have for discussion today. Yeah? We'll be talking about the Reggae Boyz hectic fixture list leading up to the Gold Cup, the record-breaking performance by the officials at ISA Champs and talking about some persons on commentary to determine whether or not the people on commentary were, if they added to or took away or they caused challenges with some of the stuff at Champs. We're going to also talk about the JPL, the struggles of there, the slow and steady rise of Harborview and Humble Lion out of relegation, and Mullines plunged into the relegation battle. We're going to talk about Mason Greenwood. Is he in? Will he be in? When he will be in? Those are the topics for today. We hope to keep it at a maximum 2 hours, which means that after 30 minutes, you are at liberty to call in and give your thoughts and your feedback. All right. Hope you're hearing me clearly. I have not done this in a while. So make sure that you're hearing me clearly and everything is working good. So if you're hearing me, please indicate, let me know. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right? Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Go ahead and do that right now. Just give me a couple. Just subscribe, right? If you appreciate the work, just hit the subscribe button right about now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big up to man like who some of the persons I'm seeing here. Turtleman is here. Jason, big up yourself. We didn't win Champs, but it is what it is. We're going to talk about that. Gunners Boss, Mindset Media, Triple E, Up, Unseen Sports TV. Blessings to you. Read it. Treasure Coast Masters, bless up yourself over there. Al J, First Man In, bless up yourself. You know how it is, and all of you are watching and you have not yet made a comment. Big up to you. All right, big up, course. Big up to the one and only Ronaldo Cephas. I'm sporting Ronaldo Cephas jersey. Yeah, you understand me? Had it for a while, but decided to highlight the player because he scored his first goal for Jamaica on the recent international break. Well finished. Good work by Kaheem Dixon on that goal. It was good for him because he has missed a couple. So I was so delighted to see two players who made their scored their first goal. Warner Brown, who started for the first time in an official game for the national team, he scored. And Ronaldo Cephas, who has been in a couple of games, he actually scored his first goal for Jamaica. Kaheem Dixon with the assist, and then that I think propelled him. Kaheem Dixon, that is into the match day squad for the team there at Charlton, where he bagged some minutes. Big up to Jason Guna, I see you as well. Leroy Bailey, big up yourself. L Mexi, blessings to you. Christopher Wright, Upman. D.A.J. Johnson, big blessings to you. Midnight Cowboy, up and running. One love. George and Tears, Campbell, Bailey, Kadamati, Kenyan, Davis, Louis Baker, Mason Grid, all coming. Okay, one love. Give a list of players. Chorus. Yeah. Calling out Cephas Club right here. Big up yourself. I refuse to do that. I refuse to try and pronounce that. But let me say, there are so many things. Just if you go on CONCACAF website, something just interesting, very interesting for you to take note of. All right. And I know Simon Preston is oftentimes on the show. If I don't do justice to this, hopefully he can come on and give a little bit more clarity. All right. So there is on the CONCACAF website, if you go there, there is a regulation. All right. I think it is 13.3, regulation 13.3. And it reads, once the groups for the competition have been announced and until the competition has concluded, teams in the same group may not play a match against each other. So this is on CONCACAF website, the regulation concerning like the Gold Cup. 13.3 of the regulation states, once the groups for the competition have been announced, until the competition has concluded, teams in the same group may not play a friendly match against each other. All right. Now you may be saying, Mannings, duh. I mean, you may be saying, Mannings, but what bearings does that have on anything? So let me explain to you. As of present, right, Jamaica is scheduled to play what is called the Unity Cup. And information is that Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to be in the Unity Cup as well. And how the Unity Cup is that they will want one team from the continent of Africa playing in the finals against a team from the Caribbean. For that to happen, if the 4 teams that we have heard are in the competition, you have seen stuff on the Nigerian website and on the Ghanaian website, and even out of Trinidad, nothing official yet from the Jamaica Football Federation. All right? Right? So what that would mean is that the 2 Caribbean teams would play, as it stands, Jamaica would play Trinidad, and Ghana and Nigeria would play, and then the winners would go to the finals, and 3rd and 4th would play. All right? Even if you mix it around, it is still possible that Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago would end up playing each other. Now, the Gold Cup draw is before that. So if when the draw is done, Jamaica, which is very possible, and Trinidad and Tobago find themselves in the same group, they would not be able to play each other at the Unity Cup, according to or based on the regulations that governs the Gold Cup as a competition. Make sense? Make sense. So I think we need to wait on the Gold Cup draw before we can actually figure out how the Unity Cup is going to work, because that is a very important matter, because the Gold Cup, being an official competition, takes precedence over the Unity Cup. I think, however, the Unity Cup is significant. You know, this linkage between these nations from out of Africa with the Caribbean is critical when you consider the slave trade in the past, and that so many Caribbean natives are descendants of people from different nations on the continent of Africa. I think also the fact that it is in England is also big, because many of these players who ply their trade for Jamaica or even Ghana or Nigeria have never been able to play in front of their families, because their families may be living in England. A lot of the players, for example, who come from England to represent Jamaica, their families may have just watched them on TV, their grandparents and their cousins and stuff, and their friends and their barbers and the restaurant that they eat and the bar that they go to and the playground that they take their kids. They have never been able to see them donning the national colors of Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago. And I think this competition provides them with that opportunity to play in front of their countries. The difficulty that you'll find, though, is this. The Unity Cup, based on its schedule, like the championship will not, it is possible that playoffs and all of those things in the championship is still on, and the Premier League ends somewhere around the 25th. So how many of the Premier League players and the championship players will be able to play? Not only that, it is possible that a Reggae Boy could be in the Champions League final. Leon Bailey and Aston Villa could make it to the Champions League finals. Anything is possible. I know some of you are saying, no, oh, man, it is crazy. That will never happen. I'm not making a prediction, but I'm saying the possibility exists because they're still in the competition, that Leon Bailey could be playing in the finals of the Champions League for Aston Villa, and what does that say about his availability? So you have all of those different things that must be weighed in the balance as we look forward to this Unity Cup, which I believe is a big initiative, and whoever came up with this idea, right, of the Unity Cup, I think it is something that is significant. It must be done in England. I think one year they can do it in Jamaica. I think in the year of the World Cup, like next year, it could be a friendly in Jamaica. They could do 1 year in Ghana, 1 year in, Nigeria. I think it is a good thing. I think they could even bring it to the United States of America, in Miami, for example. And I believe there would be great diaspora support for a competition of this sort. So brilliant idea. Whomever that person is, the genius, the mastermind behind this, good job. And I think it is something that we need to keep going on a yearly basis to continue this linkage between, yes. Yeah, all right. How does that sound? Everybody understood? Or if you didn't understand what I've said, you can let me know, right? But yeah, hope that was clear enough. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. You know what I also want to do? So I want to big up some people from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because we receive a lot of love, and when you travel to these smaller islands, you need the support of the people there, so everything can be steady. So I want to publicly, I told them that I would. All right. So we had a company, Brenda and Alicia. These are the people who did the catering, the company, Paige and her entire group there, who did the catering at the hotel that we was. I have to say big up to you. So I remember Paige, Brenda, and Alicia, right? There are a few others, I think around 2 more persons. Can't remember all the names. But they made the stay better than it would have been if they were not there. So big up and kudos to you, because you could have said, well, we are nationalists, we are patriotic, and we're not going to give you the kind of help because you're coming to play against our nation. But they went leaps and bounds to make sure that all the help that we needed. So big up. If you're watching, you understand me, make sure you subscribe if you're watching it, or you hit the like button. But big up and big thank you to you, right? And now, one of my regular viewers and subscribers, you normally hear him on here talking. I know he's also on a few other channels as well. He goes by the name Kendale Mercury. Kendale Mercury helped us in so many ways. Yeah, Kendale Mercury helped us in so many ways. Yes, I am live, even. Eagle Republic. Yes, I'm live. Yeah. Kendale Mercury, big up to you, right? Kendale Mercury, he was there. If we needed anything, I could have called on him for strong support. Somebody who, how we met was on the YouTube platform. And I keep on telling people that this is just a powerful, powerful tool, a powerful network, a powerful, just something powerful, because the type of relationships that have been built, right, out of this. What? Eagle Republic, I'm so sorry. You didn't get a notification. So sorry, Eagle Republic. I'm live. I am. My apologies. If you didn't get any notification, people, it could be because I've not been on for a while. So, so just subscribe. I don't know what to tell you. My bad. No excuses. All right. So, yeah. Man, know yourself. You're calling on me and you're talking. Who are the Israelites today? There were 12 tribes, but they're scattered all over the world, but we'll talk. All right. But Kendale Mercury, strong help for us over there. You understand me? Just was there to help us out. I'm telling you, access to certain things in these small spaces can be very difficult. But he was there to make sure that every time we met up on a hurdle, he was there to help us out. So big up to Kendale Mercury. Also, we had a driver, his name is Quincy. Quincy and his crew, big up on yourself, you know. I mean, your desire to help and to make everything flow, big up yourself. And all the persons who worked at the hotel that we stayed, from the people in the laundry room to the groundsmen to everybody, big support. You know, I've given massive support to the backroom staff. You know, there are some people like the equipment guys who work with the national team that sometimes you don't get to talk to them, you don't get to meet them, you see them running up and down at the game trying to get stuff done. The physios, the massage therapists, the chef, Carl, like some of these people are not technical, but the work they do behind the scene is so critical to the overall product. And one of the things you learn in football, you know, 80% of the battle is off the field. If you lose that part of the battle, back room staff, boss, not back road staff. What kind of back road you at? Back room. Hey, Eagle Republic, that's why you don't get a notification, you know. You see, you give trouble. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, man, I'm going to do El Mexi. Hey, may have some more. So what I do, right? Hold on. So backroom stuff. Big up massage therapists, chef, physios, medical doctor, equipment people, and management. A lot of times these people, you don't see them, but what they do in the background, it's so important, because if all of that falls apart, then the output on the field will be poor. Big up the players, you know, people. It's when it comes on to players in the national team, it's very hard for you to question commitment. I am telling you. Don't take what you hear, but understand sometimes just what players put in. Yeah, like I don't want to share stories, but I'm telling you, the level of commitment from this group of players. What you can do is question whether or not you think they did the right thing in the game, but I've never seen any reason to question the level of commitment from the players. They created amongst themselves a no excuse culture. I want to big up Marlon Glean, you know. Marlon Glean from Grenada, the president of Grenada football, because you know that the Randy Harris is no longer the president of CONCACAF. I believe it is the person out of St. Lucia who is the president. Mr. Glean, Grenada played Russia in a friendly in the window. You need to come and talk to me about that, you know. Was there any pressure? How did you get in and get out? Like those things, because I know that there was an invitation to Jamaica. Is there any backlash from that kind of a thing? And how important was that to the Grenadian Football Federation and players to have that kind of a friendly? How is it helping in your preparation? And I want to know, did you go up for the presidency of CFU? Because many people, especially in Jamaica, having senior interviews, believe that you would have been a good candidate. I know that Mike Ricketts, the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, retained his position as a vice president. But Mr. Glean, love to hear from you, you know. Would love to hear from you. Want to know, yeah. So, yeah, man. Love to hear from you. All right, so big up to all of the people. Big up to the close to 7,000 people who came out at Savannah Park to support the team for the Grenada game, and I spoke about that. I think we can do a whole lot better, because I am telling you, if you remove all the persons, who maybe through players, because listen, there are players in our national team, whenever games are played, they buy like 20 tickets, several of them. So if we remove all of the complimentary tickets and stuff, you probably come down to around 3,000 people. Well, 3,500, half the people probably didn't even pay, which is a problem with Jamaica's football. And I keep on telling people that See, you always have to remove the number of people who get complimentary passes when it comes on to these games. The people will always get enough. But I don't believe that enough people kind of support the football. Like many of us. And then what people will say, yeah, man, I'm going to come back to that, Helmet. A lot of people will say that when the team start doing well, they will support the team. That's a bandwagonist mentality. Yeah. All right. Management, let me just take a couple of these, right? And then, all right, so I'll take some of your comments and then you can call in after the 30 minutes. Then I'm going to go to the hectic fixture list and the break. That was just the monologue, they call it. Management, are the JFF making this Unity Cup MUG tournament a priority? I hope not. We need to send fringe players like Trevante Stewart, Satchel, Junior Fleming, etc. to that tournament. I think that is a good idea, Republic, so that, you know, maybe the coach can look at some players that are out there to see if he can integrate them, to see if anyone has any of the qualities that he believes is necessary to be a part of the setup. I think that's a very good idea, Eagle Republic. Now, yeah, man, what I'm saying though is that I am going to do tomorrow as part of my program a next social issue, because I've done several, and I've done the bathroom stuff, I've done the goods of the people who are not in the market era stuff, and I've done the housing stuff. I think I need to deal with, because in everything you have good and bad, right? And I'm going to talk about how the police and citizens interact and the kind of picture I have that one because I have some stories, real stories that I can speak to. But one of the things that I need to speak to is sports days in our schools and how society oftentimes beat the artists, ban the artists, incarcerate artists, say they are not good. And when they have the after champs party, right, these are the said artists that perform. When they have sports days, these are the said music they play. Like they have this new song that I think I didn't even know until sports day on Friday that the song is done by Skilly Bang and a girl named Molly. And like I think part of the song says a bad man she want or something like that. And kids are supposed to be hiding their face and doing some whining business. And I'm saying that how can a school setting the standards of morality play this kind of a song at a sports day? Bad man she want. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Bad man she love. There you go. Unseen know it. And the thing is that I see male and female doing this dance. There was a point that I felt like bad man she love. Thank you, Unseen. I felt like this that kind of whining business was for women, but different culture. Like, you know, if I were an unsafe person and going to a dance, I would not be doing that as a man unless me I do it. I'm dancing with a woman. Me not go stand up by myself with a hand in front of my face. So them go with them man and thing. I don't understand. I don't understand. And even this song, like I think they had like Jamal Dunsman. Do some nice song, but there's a song I don't even know. Like I don't even know, but some of these songs are playing. What? Well, unseen, who will come down now? I don't know, but we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. All right, we can take up that one on Friday, Elmax. All right, Jason gonna ask this question. um, what? Remember, I think some of these, I could not answer why so many complimentary tickets, but I think all the parish presidents gets tickets. And also all the vice presidents gets tickets. The sponsors gets tickets. People in government on both sides gets tickets. You have like players who gets tickets and staff, but outside of that, like I know players like almost every player from overseas buy portions of tickets to give away to their family. So some of them are actually paid for by somebody. But the bigger point I'm making is that like people, I don't know, I feel like people refuse to buy. I don't like, all right. So I have to be careful now because I think sometimes they talk people take it general. There are people who, no matter what, they will pay to go to games. Because you have loyal fans and like Cataract is a man. You know, Cataract and I don't see eye to eye on certain things, but he will travel near and far and buy him ticket to watch the Reggae Boyz. That's it. So you have people, you have like Kerry James, you know him. That them man they travel everywhere and buy them ticket if he's not working as a fake media person to support teams, right? That's just their thing. So we need more people supporting this. All right. And just buying tickets. And I don't know. What I'd love to know is if Cavaliers, for example, as a club, like, did they give out complimentary tickets for the game against Inter Miami? And if so, how many tickets did they give away? Like, but because I don't think you can operate and not give out complimentary tickets, you know. But what portion, which is what I think Jason is asking, what portion, maybe we need to hear from all Mr. Chung, what portion of your stuff should be complimentary tickets? You understand what I mean? What portion of it should be complimentary tickets? That is what I want to know. And how, you know, and who do they give them to? Like, I don't know. I feel like Jamaica need to support the sports more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I remember I spoke about this unseen. I believe that Spy should have performed. You know what I mean? Tapper, yeah, dashboard. Tapper. I did. Wait, how Tapper? Why not talk about Tapper? No, what? Nah, man. Hey, let me tell you this. If I were head of the football, one of the first persons that would get ticket from me is Tapper. That's just me, because I believe what he has done will be etched in our footballing diaries for years to come. So I would, right? First person. Yeah, first person, because what he has done as a player at the World Cup level for Jamaica, he would be one of the first persons. And even as a coach, seeing that it isn't a gift window, do you think we will see players who are trying to get a passport, like when we play Catalonia? I think for some of these tournaments, it depends, you know. All right. I think the game, it depends, because remember, some friendlies you cannot, it's not every friendly you can use players who don't have passport. It's not every friendly. They are the tier of the friendly determines that. So this may be, I believe this is one of those friendlies that you have to be like an official player with the team to play in it. We have been joined by one of the Jamaicans whose name will be etched in the footballing diaries of Jamaica. Probably one of the wealthier clubs now, given their recent financial accomplishments. And I'd love for him to give us a little bit of knowledge, especially on the complimentary tickets thing in the football, if he if he will. But Mr. Speed, good afternoon and welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for having me.
As usual, you're welcome. Yes. Yeah, man. How does complimentary tickets work? Like, let me just ask you that because it is like, is it that every parish president, every vice president, every board member as policy, every staff, players of the team, say if it's a girls team or if a senior team or the male senior team playing, they all get tickets and sponsors and government. How far does it go in terms of yeah?
Well, clubs and country is two different things, though. I mean, the country, when it's the JFF, the board will decide on a policy. So they would make up a policy and decide who gets complimentary ticket. So that is how it goes. Actually, also the marketing department would have had contracts with sponsors as to how many tickets they would receive also on per occasion, right? But the truth is, CONCACAF also have rules that they would say you're only entitled to give out 1,500 complimentary tickets. So and one of the reasons is that they allow that because they're entitled to assess of 5% on gate receipts. So they are not going to just allow you to give away everything, all of the tickets. They want to collect their monies. So what happened in that case is they stop you, and if you give away more, you'd have to pay the 5% on the value of those tickets. So there's some, yeah.
That's for the club or for the national teams or for both?
I don't know what the national team figures. I know the club figure is 1,500. That I'm sure.
Okay, so you could not give out more than 1,500 complimentary tickets, and that is inclusive of players, sponsors, all of those things.
Yeah. We did give away more than that though, and we had to pay for it.
The club?
Yeah, the club had to pay 5% of the value of those tickets.
You gave away more than 1,500 complimentary tickets? That's a lot of tickets, you know.
I know, but when you start, they look like it's not a lot, but when you start to add up for sponsors who demand X amount, you really don't lose in the sponsors case because they would have given you money to cover it, right? You'd have to do a cost-benefit analysis before you agree with the sponsors. But then whenever you start, give everybody that if like you're, I don't agree with you, but respectfully, I don't agree with you. Like
you don't agree with? I don't know. What I know is that I didn't get any complimentary tickets. So I don't know.
Think I should get any.
I'm fine. But right. Why don't agree with?
No, me personally believe that everybody, if you say you support the thing, it means you must buy a ticket. That's me. I am not, regardless of what you do, if you say you support means you buy a ticket, not you get a free ticket. But there's a lot of people who thinks that the board, the JFF board, because when it comes to the Cavalier board decide what happened. We don't care who you play for, who you were, or what you were. Cavalier board will decide what is in the best interest of the board, right? And we try our best, not give any ticket, but in some cases we couldn't avoid it. We wanted to give away 0 ticket. We wanted to collect all the money. That was our first.
Really?
Year. Yes, we wanted to give away 0 ticket. So, but for the JFF, I know that they have these affiliates, right? Which they have to give ticket to. Now, when it comes to Cavalier, we do have no affiliates, so we are not bound to give everything.
Oh, the affiliates are the parishes.
Parishes and professional football and they're all affiliated
like
to
professional
the
football. Professional football.
All the people who vote, the 56 of them,
have to get tickets. I did
all
not
the 56,
know that.
The head of coaching, whatever they are, all of these affiliates are entitled to tickets because they're affiliated to the team directly. So the board will decide how much ticket these people get. So that is what happened there. And then the sponsors, they do have to give sponsors because the sponsors will not sign contracts unless they know that you get certain amount of complimentary tickets. So I can see how much more complex the JFF thing will be, unlike the club, who is less complex.
Yeah, somebody sent 1,500 tickets at the $30 is 45,000 US. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money we lose. And if you, to be honest, we gave away 2,300 or something like that, or 2,400.
2,300 tickets?
Yeah, for sponsors and
It's a lot of
it's not
tickets.
just, yeah. Remember, we have to give the players some tickets because they have to carry them family. So, you know, the figure can be a lot. I know in the past at the JFF, them used to give away all 5,000 tickets or more. I know that professional football last year in the playoffs probably give away half of the tickets. So it's something that you really have to take account for and really ask yourself, do you want to give all the persons who you think are eligible tickets to get tickets?
Yeah, and then outside of that, you still have to give media personnel ticket passes and accreditation, which is
people who work, they are not counted in the numbers. People like the volunteers, police, the media people,
ambulance, fire brigade, all of those things.
Or ADPEM, the people from IPL.
The stadium.
Yeah, you know that everybody working. You know, everybody working.
So you don't control, like say, okay, no more than 30 IPL staff. You don't get to determine that.
No, I just get a list with everybody. Fire brigade, everybody come. ADPEM, everybody come. These days, everybody going to come. I mean, everybody want to work these days. You know, the other days when it's only 200 people come, you know, they don't come that much. Every off-duty police who can come, they are there, you know.
Yeah, this is anyways. Eagle Republic says, management, my brother said that during the Inter Miami game at the stadium, Mr. Speed looked in the stands and realized that he was now on the Forbes list with leaching. He then forgot how to coach.
Not like that. I was disappointed with the score for True, but you know, we'll talk about that the next day. But not like that. We really had people there working, you know, full time to try and make sure our complimentary wasn't as high as it should be. But I think we did a good job, regardless.
Yeah. And Madam Steve said that media accreditation were quite scarce for the Inter Miami game, so he has to schedule a meeting with the sporting director. Because I know that some media people didn't actually get it in on Mr. Speed. I don't know if you have received any backlash from that, but
no, it was CONCACAF who really decided. I mean, a lot of those games were not the ones who actually decide, and they would have been looking back to their records as to people who would have come to the games before. They would have confidence in those people and trusted them, and they would have gone for those people first, I think.
Okay. All right. I mean, Jamar Allen is saying that you need to win the game later. This JPL, let me just play a word to that and just get here. This JPL thing is really getting. I think we can safely say that with Veer only having 6 games, which include you, Arnett, Garden, Mount Pleasant, that it looks like they are good for the money to be playing in Tier 2 next year, and barring a miracles of, I know the ball is round, but I think for them right now, the ball has taken a triangular shape with the tip of the triangle pointing downward. I don't see how they can stay up, because I don't think they can beat Mount Pleasant, Cavaliers, and Arnett Garden, which is 3 of the 6 games I think they have left. All right. So the battle is who next? Will it be Humble Lion and right? But at the top of the table, it's I know you have some games in hand, but Mobile is tied with Arnett Gardens on 65 points. Mount Pleasant dropped more points yesterday. Are you satisfied in the position that you're at, or you believe that your team need to, you know, finish in the top 2 to get some well-needed rest? Or is that, you know, possible?
You know what I like about the league this year? I'm very happy that, based on the recommendation, including my technical committee helped to recommend that we got 3 rounds and 39 games for a number of reasons. Now, people talk about the money, but a technical decision is never usually made about the money. Technical decision is made so that we can be better technically, and then I leave the rest to people who deal with money, marketing people, and all those people go get the money. What has been happening in this 3-round, 39 games is that we are closer to what happened in nations that we want to compete with. So if you look at the English teams, they are playing 3 times a week, right? They are playing during the week, they are playing on the weekends, and that cycle keep going in other competitions that they have. So what has happened this year is that we are forced in that position now. So every coach have to start, shuffle up and decide, so you learn for coach. Either you learn for coach or you have to suffer. So you have to understand about periodization, how to get the players them fresh again, how to get them to perform under pressure, which is really setting up our players. To be able to compete with the overseas players, because that is what those players overseas are doing, playing all of these games, you understand? And also, players locally have to understand that, listen, you can't start every match and play 90 minutes. You're going to run down. So when the coach bench you, you have to kind of start understand the dynamics, why this is happening, because the game gets so complex. So every coach have to improve themselves if you want to perform. Players have to improve and understand the dynamics of the game more. I just thought technically everybody is getting much better because of what is happening with all these close games. So I think it's a good thing. And when you look at players in Europe, they play 50 odd games a year. We were like at 26. So 39, we're getting closer to what is required for you to compete with other players.
Yeah. Okay. So Jason Guna is saying that he would only hope that you're happy with your own recommendation. So he's basically saying that, would you have made the recommendation and not be happy? Because it's you who made the recommendation. So obviously you're going to be happy about it. But what I will say is,
no, I want to answer him.
All right, go ahead.
When we make recommendations, it's not for Cavalier. It's for the whole country. We're not trying to make Cavalier. We don't care about Cavalier like that. When we're on that level, working for the country, we want to see coaches understand what they have to do. And there's not, it don't make sense. We put it on paper, as in the coaching course. I figure the reality now. To make you use all the skill that you learn from paper. So that is the whole idea about it. Coaches get better, players get better, the country get better. Oh, by the way, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, man, go ahead. Because
no, I don't want to say it yet. I'm going to say it later. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you see, somebody just said this is out in Port St. Lucie. They said you lose 100 jersey sale in one area alone in Florida. Is that poor marketing?
As I said before, I am not the marketing guru. I never pretend to know everything. I know 2 things, football and finance. And I keep on telling people, say, you ask me nothing else, me really don't know. Me have a working knowledge, but me not an expert. So me not too talk about those things more than so if you can. And people are getting to talk about JFF marketing. I'm telling you, brother.
No, man, this is not JFF. This is Cavaliers are talking about.
Even Cavalier marketing, and I'm responsible for it.
We need to talk to the marketing person because no, it's not a joke, Mr. Speed. You know how much money you could have made from jersey?
No, it's true. We missed a whole bag years. All that we had was sold out, I think, but we order some more, and we have some orders to fill them. But you're right, we missed a whole bag years. We also the jerseys that we played against Messi, we have a big order for those, and we're trying to fill those. But at the end of the day, nobody could have anticipated we were selling like maybe 10 gears a year. We had like 100 and something this time. I think we had.
You did not anticipate playing against Lionel Messi would significantly boost your jersey sale, Mr. Speed. You're smarter than that.
No, but by the time we knew who we were actually playing, it takes a while. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. All right. I'm not going to ask Mr. Speed that one about all right, we're not going to ask that one. Listen, some of these players, I see before the game, welcome to the platform. He said, Mr. Speed, congratulations on accomplishment. What are your thoughts on the fact that there are no teams from the English-speaking Caribbean in the Club World Cup with 750 million for participation and prizes?
Well, I mean, it's a qualification process, and we had no team from the English-speaking Caribbean was able to qualify. Remember, the process is to win the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. That's the only way you can qualify or get close to winning it. And none of us was able to do that. So it wasn't surprising that didn't happen. I mean, it's not like you can just say you enter. It's a qualification process, and we're just not good enough at this time.
There's a new president in CFU, because I think the CFU champions should get a spot. Like, I think they need to separate CFU from CONCACAF in this.
I agree. But I agree with you. I agree with you.
So if you're champions of the Caribbean, you should be in the Club World Cup, even if you are not champions of CONCACAF.
Especially with this big 48 teams. Is 48 teams?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because World Cup is never about being the best teams anyway. World Cup is not the best 48 teams in the world.
32 teams, Simon says.
No, it's all good. 32, right. But World Cup, which is 48 teams now, is not about the best 48 teams in the world. You know? That is why football is so universal and do so well. It is really the section of the 6 different confederations, and they allow teams from all of them to participate. So to qualify. So you're right. I think with better representation, we could get there. I just don't think we can get there so quick, because remember first time people were saying any team come from the Caribbean and play in the CONCACAF is 5 love, 6 love. I think we earn a little bit more respect now. So maybe in the future we can look at that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we just segue in between both things. So how would you assess or evaluate, because you got the federation has been doing a lot of coaching improvement. How would you assess the overall coaching in the league so far this season?
I would say brilliant. I would say if you look at the people in the league who are doing well, they would have, started their A license. Majority of them. If you look from first right down, first have 2 A license, B have 1. Number 2 have 1, number 3 have 1, number 4 have 1, number
A
5
license.
have.
Hold on.
Are doing it, are practicing it, are doing it. Either them have it already, are them doing it.
Gilbert, Mobile United have Peart down there, so I think.
No, both Peart and T-Gat, both of them. Peart has his A license, T-Gat doing his.
Portmore has Rudolph Fastin, he's doing his.
He's doing his.
Cavaliers have Rudolph Speed.
Yeah.
Tivoli has Jerome Wade, has a A.
He has a B. He's doing his B. He doesn't have an A.
Right.
Racing B. What else is there? Waterhouse are doing it their A. So if you look, even in the league, you'd be pleasantly surprised. Also,
so hold on the other end now. Let me ask you, what kind of license is that Veer?
Leonard Pass is B.
Oh, so Lenny is B. And the technical director? All right, let's go.
Let's move on. and then
Mullines, because Mullines is in the next team.
He has a I think he's doing his B. I remember B. Yeah.
All right. Humble Lion. Alex.
Humble Lion has a A now, and you see them start come up. He's doing his A. So if you notice, Humble Lion's trajectory has been good since he has been there. Vassal is at Chapitan Maroon again.
Right. How about you? B.
Above you have B, yes.
Okay. So and I know what's his name. Harold is out at.
I'm not sure what.
Holden.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he is.
And Waterhouse have Fuzzy, who is a.
He's doing his A.
Is A. So really and truly, the teams that have A license are doing better statistically, according to the points table.
Yes.
So is that now fair to say that the coaching is making a difference, or it's just
no? It's not what. All right. So why I think coaching education is making a difference is that you can see how well racing has done. I think the coach there has been probably the most improved coach in the league. I mean, since him start, make sure him start doing B license. I think he has been the most improved coach based on that. You have seen even Mount Pleasant come under pressure from Portmore and then Tivoli Garden because people start to understand tactics and how fit. You have seen a lot of lower level team beat Cavalier because we probably believe so would let us beat them. So you have seen some upsets, which tells me that people are thinking how they set up a team, how to play. And I think the team getting better. I must tell you that as somebody told me like a secret, which I go and boss. I hear that I'm not at national training, so nobody don't accuse me of being there, and nobody's spying on me. But I hear that when the A team play the B team knock up the A team 2 and 3 love regularly, and the B team is pure JPL players. So, well, that.
So though. All right, you can't use you and I know that you can't use training, because if a man is in the say like Busy is going up against one of the B players. Busy knows that he's going to start, so he may not want to overexert himself, risk injury, and be out of the team. But the man on the B team is trying to get in, so he's going to be more aggressive. Which could be, so your statement is not inaccurate, but it may not be paid.
You might be right, but if me when me there training and B team and knock me up, me have to say, yo, next time make we yo A team come on, we must have some pride. And B team knock me up again, me and start, yo, and 3 times, I mean like a 1 time. Come on.
No, but what I know is this, right? That if Gooden is playing good on the right side of centre back, I don't think you're going to consider say, boy, I tell you, boy, me go bench King, look how the man I win them tackles there. And you're not going to do that, because you know that when it comes to the game, King is the man. So it's very hard.
That's true still. Just go and big up yourself. That's true still. But me like these things. Me like hear them things there,
Yeah, but what I'll say though, I am happy that in the game, like I think it's good for the JPL just as a league that Warner Brown, came on and scored, that Richard King played. And if you did not know, for example, that these players are domestic, like if they had unmasked playing and you didn't know their names or anything, you would not look and say, no man, that player, it is clear that he's, you understand me?
They didn't look out of place, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, they didn't look out of place, which is saying a whole lot, right? Anglin came on as well, which is saying a whole lot that, yes, there needs to be improvement, yes, there needs to be growth, but the gap isn't so wide that you can say, oh my God.
All right, that is really what I'm pleased about. So somebody was saying it's not all JPL player behind the B, but there would be much more. That's the point I was making on the team. Look, I just say that for fun. People don't take it really serious. I just say it for fun. You guys too serious. I don't say it for fun.
Juros, Casey, man. The man say it too serious, man.
Yeah, too serious.
Yeah. We have Unseen who says that his team is at the top of the tier 2 in their zone. Limal. Sound like they defeated Baptist Alliance on Saturday. And he says that they too have a B license up at Limal, and that is probably the reason. So the coaching, except for Balakar, who is lingering, started out well, but he's lingering at the the lower ends of his zone.
Man is
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Man is one. It's a sea lice, not a lion, man. But who me laugh off Saturday? Peso.
What Peso team last? Reno let Montpesa Juniors beat them.
Yeah, man, Peso come to me and say, boy, I don't know if it's up unseen, but boy. Peso under pressure.
Oh yeah. Baptist Alliance a cataract team. Remember say this cataract say
Really?
St. Thomas. Yeah. Baptist Alliance a cataract team for true.
When I get that from?
Remember say cataract come say him affiliated to St. Thomas and come for vote and all this. I forget when come for election.
Someone is when Limal, Saturday Limal baptized the alliances from St. Thomas. 3-1.
But the Mr. Speed that try to get me in a mix up, but cataract. Anyway, see, Sports Lab said he donated. He donated $5,000 to the JFF because all know we can't.
Which parish is Sport Lab in?
Which parish? Yeah, which parish? CC.
You're Brian, man. No. That's nice.
Which jersey, mother?
Yeah, you know that is true, you know, that Drew Ross, I know that thing you got his jersey.
Ooh.
Send somebody up to your office, man, that he had promised. Geez, what's the name of him? Marvin. But we call him, what do we call him? But he actually sent the lady up there to pick up the jersey. But Drew has been asking for a jersey from he's in New Jersey, and I think even you're trying to get your son to connect with him to get the jersey. But it's from February. He ordered the jersey for real.
What size? Because with outer jersey, you have to wait till the new order come here, you know. Outer jersey. All me have probably too small.
Too small. Drew, you can get, I think Drew is a medium. Drew, you can get it for the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
let's stay in touch for the playoffs. Yeah, we'll get jersey for the playoffs, Mr. Speed.
Yeah, we order some, man. We order a whole heap of jersey for the one we're using at the Messi game. But we order some of the regular jersey where we play in a JPL. So it's 2 sets of jersey we have to order because of the demand. But we don't get them yet. That's a film.
Okay. All right. Mr. Speed, round 1 in 2004, round of 16 in 2025. Is it fair to say in 2026 your goal is to get to the quarterfinals of the CONCACAF?
First, we have to come first, second, or third in the Premier League. That's what we have to focus on now.
Yeah. Braxton Irie, big coach, says your number 13 defensive midfielder should be in the Reggae Boyz team, Sir Speed. That's who, Shamar Watson?
Allen.
Doing Allen. The man who was given the task of marking Busquets in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busquets asked for him afterwards and fix him up. No, him did a good job on Busquets. In the second game, though, I thought Busquets was just contented for him to mark him, and they tried to exploit other ways. But it was I think he did a very good job on him. Busquets came off in the game. I think he did a very good job on him. All
right. There's also, because I know, let me just say this to you. There is a national under 13 competition. I know my son was invited to the Senton team. I think he's too young.
Well, if you say something about Busquets, you say people.
Go ahead.
Busquets could have been 40. That man is one of the best number 6 the world has ever seen. And even although him not what him was, if you just allow Busquets a whiff, Busquets get in a serious trouble. As a matter of fact, Busquets was the one who set up the first goal. 3/4 every Messi assist or goal, a Busquets give the ball. That is not somebody you can play around with. Busquets, it's almost impossible to take the ball off him when he got to him. Almost impossible. So don't believe for 1 minute that's an easy man for Mark. And then he's so intelligent. Remember, Busquets is the one who make Mascherano sit down on bench till the man end up play centre half, you know. That's him.
How old is doing Allen?
Doing about 22, somewhere there.
Okay. We have also the man from Trinidad and Tobago. He's wearing his red hat today because Trinidad also qualified for the Gold Cup. So he just wants us to know. So he has a red hat on, signifying that he's indeed a Trinidad and Tobago supporter. He goes by the name before the game. Also works at IDF out there in North Carolina. I would love for him to bring one of those youth teams out here to challenge some of the Cavaliers and Mount Pleasant player, but because he always posts video of how excellent they look and how they possess the ball and how they play in possession and out of possession. All these footballing terms. So I can't wait. Mr. Speed, you need to give him an invitation to one of those little tournaments out here. Let him bring down and let them stay up at the Captain Horaceburg Center, and play a little tournament with, because, yes, he says that he's instrumental in the development of many young talent in the Carolinas. Before the game, welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Been a minute. You're muted.
It's been a minute for you. How you doing?
I am doing good.
And seen good afternoon, Mr. Speed. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, my boss.
I'm doing good. That invitation, we just have to figure out the intent of the invitation. If the intent is to collaborate.
Two good coaches could integrate,
No, of course. I think, Mr. Speed, what was your? That's probably that game against Miami was probably your biggest game? Probably.
It is biggest game that we ever played in every single way you can think about. In terms of the ranking of the team, in terms of the biggest game that I would have coached, against the biggest game that Cavalier would have played against a team that I had a rank, and also is the game that we're able to break even on. So yes, definitely it is the biggest game.
Of
What do you
over
mean
the
break
over the
even?
two legs in that Inter Miami game.
Hold on. I'm not going to let that slip. Keep your question. What do you mean that break even, Mr.? You talk financially break even. You couldn't.
Yeah, remember the 9 games before we lost our shirt, so we're break even now.
You slipped that one in, boy. That one slipped past me. That one slipped past me.
Let me just make sure we understand what you said. You're saying that you have been losing all along, but the amount
9 games in a 2 years.
So the amount of money that you have made from this game, when you go back to all of those losses, you finally gotten to a place where you are broken even.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Understood. Clear.
He has when he make that smile that he have on his face right now is the same smile when I think you identified on one of your shows that the JFF has money in the bank. Yeah, it's the same smile he just put on. But let me ask you, what was your over the 2 legs of this last game in terms of your emotion? What was your highest moment and your lowest moment? The moment that you felt the most proud during the game that something is, and the moment that you felt, No,
yes. In the first half of the game in Miami, I thought I had them. They had no clue to what we were doing. We got 2 easy goals that we should have scored. It fell to the same player. They would actually get the goal in the back of net. That was the our highest point, because going into the break with a goal, I know it would have been a different story. They would have had to come at us and it would have opened them up. Plus, I would have had a away goal. So that was the highlight. I mean, it took them about 7 minutes to take away the goal. As I said before here, I think VAR threw away. And the reason why I'm saying VAR must throw away is because it's simple. You can't have some decision decided by VAR and some not. We had a penalty shout, and they didn't look at it. They didn't tell the same referee and field referee to go and look at the penalty. I mean, everybody saw it was a hands in the box. That was one. Then there was a second goal. There was a hands on the build up to that, the second goal against us again. Nobody asked the referee to go over and look at the people in the box decided that they were going to make a decision. So that is the reason why I think VAR, it is not fair to use VAR, because some decisions are made by one person or someone. So after the referee signaled goal, it took almost 6 minutes for the VAR official upstairs to tell the referee, say, go and look on the screen yourself to disallow the goal. Even after the man shake them off for 5 minutes, tell them no, it's a goal. Or they are there saying it's inconclusive. And then it take them, maybe he might question them and them talk, and the referee still think it's a goal until then convince him to go and look. 6 minutes, 7 minutes. There should even be a time where, look here, it's after 3 minutes you can't make up your mind. The on-field decision stands. That's why VAR don't make no sense. You have to have rules surrounding VAR, because this is exactly what happened. So all the other calls that VAR upstairs had to make a decision, they just make it a move on. They didn't tell the referee, all right, referee, go and go look for yourself. Because suppose the referee is a referee that believe that in the build-up, if anything happens, he must call back the play, which is what he did with our goal. It's the same way he might believe that if the ball hands before it score, he might go call it back too. So every referee different. He was never allowed to make his call on all the decision that look dubious. And that is why I think VAR make a use. And I know that some countries are thinking about throwing it away because of what has been happening.
All right, I have a caller. Hold on, Andre. I have a call online, so I don't want to miss your point, but I want to give the caller the 5 minutes, and then we get back. All right, welcome to the show, Miguel.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. Good afternoon. So, yeah, man, your 5 minutes start now. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to you and the persons there on the panel. I don't know if I'm, changing the topic or anything, but it's still football related. In regards to the Reggae Boyz, Mannings, I'm a big fan Reggae Boyz. Hardly the match missed me, not physically because of our geographical location, but in terms of watching matches, you understand me? Subscribing to whatever platform that needs to be subscribed to so I can watch the matches wherever I'm at. I find myself, where I can watch the matches and, give my support in whatever ways. And I must say that, to be honest, man, I am disappointed to where we are now. I really do not see. I think we are going around in circles and we're fooling ourselves. We're going around in circles. I have not seen any improvement in terms of all that, any improvement in terms of the team, how we play, our achievements. You understand me? We made some flukes. We came through, even when we came third in the Nations League. That wasn't very convincing. You understand me? We are yet to show a string, right, or some consistency in terms of plays to say, yes, this is where the team is, direction. But instead, I think our wins are more of accidental than it's like we're more geared to losing and drawing than winning. And that is my honest opinion. You understand me? And I'm beginning to think now, right, that since 1998 to now, we should have had a competent enough local coach or someone that is based in Jamaica, training locally based players, right? They could be from anywhere, but they're based locally. And then you plug whichever areas from persons who are not based in Jamaica. But as far as I see it, it's the other way around, because I think we're trying to get it done like a cake mix. You understand me? Quick way. We're not going through the whole process to make the cake from scratch, and which is what is gonna. I think if we don't make it to this World Cup, I think that is basically what is gonna prevent us. By this, we should have had some solid with confidence, right? It's barring any extenuating circumstances, like for example, major injuries or stuff with major players. We should have some degree of confidence. Right now, after so many years of trying different coaches, different players, we still don't have any level of confidence that yes, this is easy for us to win, right? This is easy for us to go to the World Cup. This match is an easy match. We don't have that. I'm really, really disappointed, bro.
All right.
Especially with the last match that with the last two matches that we watched.
So the last two matches that we won was one against St. Vincent and the other one was against Trinidad in a friendly.
No, the last two games. Which in the St. Vincent game.
So the St. Vincent game. So do you know that prior to this, when St. Vincent played Jamaica in Jamaica, they defeated Jamaica though? Are you aware of that? That St. Vincent has defeated Jamaica in Jamaica years ago, 2016, I believe, in a major competition. Do you know that? Do you know that St. Vincent is outside of Jamaica and Trinidad? If you could include Haiti, but they are right there with the rest of the Caribbean. Have players who they bring in from there. So this idea.
St. Vincent just beat El Salvador too. Is El Salvador?
Yeah. So this idea, now I can understand this idea that Jamaica were more prone to lose against St. Vincent or draw the game. I don't think it is true. In the first game...
Yeah, but my argument wasn't based around those two games, though. I'm talking about where we were and our vision. Lack of vision lets we perish, bro. Right? I think we have been lacking vision since 1998 or prior to now. We should right now we should be ahead of where we are. That's what I'm saying. My disappointment is not just there.
All right.
And how we played.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's not impressive.
So let me say this. All right. So were you impressed with Panama against the USA?
With the Panama. No, I didn't watch.
All right. So were you impressed with Panama against Mexico?
I'm speaking locally. I'm speaking just primarily Jamaica.
No, man. Here's why I'm asking that, right? Because I'm just having a discussion because while you made some general stuff, you also spoke of specific stuff. All right. So you said we were not impressive in the.
We have not been.
Yeah, you have to let me. Wait, you're not letting me finish. You see, I listen to you uninterrupted. You said that we have not been impressive. And one of the things you spoke to is our third place finish at the Nations League, right? All right. You remember that we were leading in that competition and unfortunate own goal caused the equalizer that led to a team that was defending well and had structure. So if you watch that, I could walk away from that and saying, we had a group of players that were well trained to play out of possession. No, when you watch these two St. Vincent games, Jamaica had over 76% possession, which is suggesting that we have a team that is playing in possession. So is it that time is needed for both things to come together? Because on one hand, you saw where we gave up possession, but were very good defensively. Now we outpossess our opponent, and then here's what we say. It's because they're a soft opponent why we're able to do that. Because we're better than them, and we are supposed to. But when we go up against Mexico, who is ranked higher, the expectation of the people is that we are supposed to be having the same possessional stats when we play against Mexico and the USA. But when we play against a team that are way lesser than us, we are saying that even with good possession, it's because the teams are not good compared to us, but we don't make the same comparison when we challenge the USA and Mexico, who we agree are higher ranked than Jamaica. So the argument sometimes seems like it doesn't have any balance in it.
I don't know who the we you're referring to, but let me ask you this, though. Are you satisfied, or would you say, I'm pretty sure nobody is fully satisfied, that would be a stupid question, but are you saying that you have seen improvement over the years and there's some degree of comfort as to where we are now, relatively?
So improvement and comfort is two different things. So which one of the questions you want me to answer? If I'm comfortable or if there's improvement?
Because
no. Yeah? So listen, until we start qualifying for World Cups every single cycle, I will not be comfortable. It does.
Do you see?
I believe we are improving. From where we were to 1998 to now, we have improved.
What's your confidence in terms of where we are and our chances of getting to the World Cup this year?
I believe just like all the other teams, I am confident just like every other team that is participating. Just like
but is it based on just loyalty, or is it based on honesty in terms of how we're performing?
So my loyalty is based on also being honest. I honestly believe that Jamaica can qualify. So if do you believe Jamaica can qualify honestly?
Yeah, but can.
So that's what I believe. I believe. Listen,
but we can if there are certain factors.
But what I'm saying though, that applies to every single team. Every single team, something could happen in Honduras and they don't qualify. Something could happen in Panama and they don't qualify. Something could happen in Jamaica. It can happen everywhere. So it has to be because none of us have prophetic powers to say unequivocally that any single team is going to qualify. We don't have that thought of a power.
Yeah, but you have some kind of probability. But let us go around in circles. We have 5 minutes. I have you set up already.
All right.
But bro, I'm not saying, brethren, me not please with what's happening
and
so far. With the program and how we're playing. I'm not very pleased, bro. I swear. But
that's fine, because not everybody will be pleased. You understand me? But because different persons have different perspective on the team. So that is fine. All right. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. All right. So there we go. Back to the Mr. Speed is not here, but yeah. Mr. Speed is good. But when he comes back, somebody was asking that Suriname question. I mean, I don't know if any of you, Unseen, you want to comment on until Mr. Speed come back. Yeah.
What was the question? What was the question?
That's what the caller was saying. I don't know if there's any input you want to give on that.
Oh, I have my issues, but based on the dynamics of how our football is set up, I think Steve McLaren trying to do a lot of stuff. It's just patience. But I think at this time though we're a little bit late in terms of the chop and changing right now. We're going into a World Cup qualifying game soon, and we don't sure of our starting level. We're not sure of our starting level.
Yeah. All right.
Have an issue with that.
Mr. Speed, you're back. Just two things. Suriname qualified for the Gold Cup. Speed could have two players in the Gold Cup. And Jason Guna was asking if you have an audio, I think of the VAR.
He was asking if he could request it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
He said he's asking if I can request the audio of that VAR discussion.
I don't know. As I said before, you have to be careful because I'm still a coach in the CONCACAF, so we have to be careful what me say. But they had like Spanish refs doing all two games. They don't. I mean, if they even understand us, them pretend like them don't. So it was difficult. I mean, for us to even have a conversation with them. I thought it was two teams from English-speaking countries, so would have at least had an English ref, but they didn't see that way. They had Spanish referees doing the games, and I'm sure the VAR people were Spanish too, especially in the first game. I know they were Spanish too, so it was just difficult for you to get the conversation that they were saying.
I think it was. I would argue it was one English-speaking team. I think there's
I didn't
something.
say it was. I said the two teams are from English-speaking countries.
But on the subject of the VAR, Michael Owen, I saw a program that Michael Owen hosted, and they were talking about VAR itself, and they use a couple of decisions, and that was made during the EPL this season, and they also had the audio to it. And VAR seems very subjective a lot of times. It's not an application of the law. It is a group of people looking at it, and sometimes during the clips that he used, like one voice prevailed, which was a little bit unnerving, that it wasn't a collaborative effort. It's one voice kind of talked over everybody and then get everybody to agree. I thought that was quite interesting.
Which is what I think was exactly what happened. I'm saying the on-field referee, every close call, he should be the one who decide by going to the monitor. Once you start go to the monitor for one close call, and then you don't go for the others, then clearly there's no justice there. Because as you notice, every referee is different. We are taught that every referee is different. Some referee favor the defender, some referee favor the attackers, and that's really what can happen there.
So there's I saw some data maybe about 6 months ago, so I don't know if the conclusion is still the same. But as far as VAR is concerned, it has allowed more goals than it has disallowed. The argument was it has helped the game.
Yeah, that's from some. There's other people who think it has hurt the game and they want to get rid of it. So I think in Spain, them upset with VAR.
Yeah. I think we live with football for a long time, understanding there are going to be errors, and it kind of balances itself out after the fact. Referees are going to make errors, and so what are the, if I ask you, what are the I mean, 3 might be a lot. I'm tempted to ask 3, but what is the most important thing that you learn coming out of this last experience that's going to improve your team next season?
Sorry, Andre, you're asking me a question?
Yeah. What is the most important thing that you think you learned coming out of these last two games that's going to improve your team next season, sorry?
In fairness, I don't think they are ahead of. I think they just have better players than us who can execute whenever we made mistakes, because all the goals were mistakes made by us. It wasn't anything else. We were able to play structure, drop in shape, defend well. I mean, the second goal that scored in all games were like late in the games, 83rd and then 90 plus. We got opportunity to score, especially in the first game, didn't take them. So I don't know if they are, but if there's anything. I mean, our organization was top class when they came here as a club. I mean, that's a huge crowd. Our crowd was maybe twice the size of their crowd that they had to deal with in their stadium. So I am thinking that now we have shown as a club that, listen, we're on the same level that you guys are, and even with your millionaires. As I said, the big difference is where we made too many mistakes at crucial point in time. Both second goals was a mistake that we could have avoided easily, and the score could have probably been one each game. If the second game again, that penalty could have been avoided too, I think. So what I've learned is that we're closer to those MLS teams than we think we are. We are much closer. I mean, our organization was like our hospitality. We carry them through the tarmac without going through normal custom. That didn't happen to us when we were there. Our police was on time to escort them everywhere they wanted to go. When we was leaving our hotel, they were late to come. So organization, as I say again, our stadium is not really meant for football. It's difficult to manage football in the stadium that we have, because it's a whole stadium with everybody, the players and all the officials have to walk through the tunnel, which sucks, which gave us an added sense of what we have to do with security, because we have a head of state there and we have a visiting team. So we had a harder task trying to stay within all the rules of CONCACAF, based on our facilities, right? So I thought we had our local LOC committee, we got sponsorship, we got people, to come out. There was no fight, no invasion of pitch. Of course, there was issues outside because I think we opened the gate a little bit too late. But I am saying that, Jamaica come a far away. Our club did extremely well. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And as I said before, we were able to fight them on every front. I think we did excellent. The players was good. Some people think they were starstruck at the player. No, everybody want that jersey. Even the referee, that ref against Messi in a game asked for autograph. So I don't think nothing is wrong with that. Players wasn't starstruck. They fought. They made some mistakes because of overconfidence, I think, in some instances. And we gave as good as we got, especially in the first match. And I'm proud of the players. Of course, we will know that we can improve. There's always room for improvement.
All right, let me just a couple of comments I want to get. One is the earlier one that asked about engaging and employing someone who is Spanish speaking, especially if you're going to be amongst you, especially if you're going to participate in CONCACAF. Because listen, one of the biggest issues I have with the national team is almost every time Jamaica play. Well, most times we play, the officials all are Spanish speaking. So would it be wise for you to engage an affluent Spanish speaking person, maybe as your media team, maybe a Simon person, I don't know, especially for like these assignments, knowing that it's a lot of that, so the players can understand, so you can know what the referees are saying and interact with them.
Yeah, but on the field, the person will be able to go on the field still. Within the off the field issue, I think we were probably just as good as they were, or probably even better. Okay. So what we need to do is we need as a nation, and some of the players who want to apply them trade abroad, all of us need to go learn some Spanish, because I mean, I am embarrassed.
Well, I think a lot of footballers need to learn some English first. Why we going to get them to learn Spanish?
No.
Not-
But even I am embarrassed as a leader that I don't know another language fluently.
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
I
know
think
some
before we
Spanish.
get some of the footballers to learn Spanish, we need to teach them some English.
They might
Just
learn
be
the
real.
Spanish. They might learn the Spanish fast enough for your stadium.
but let me just get this one. Mr. Speed, Tyrone Marshall has completed his elite formation coaching license EFCL, which is provided in collaboration between the French FA and the US Soccer Federation. In terms of license, how difficult is that? I don't know if it is difficult in terms of that kind of partnership with the Jamaica Football Federation.
No, I know exactly what it is.
Okay.
I went in February. I was at the CONCACAF elite. They want to have we call it the last license, not elite, pro license exchange. There was a CONCACAF pro license exchange, and I was invited. And I was sitting in the ear of a technical expert. So that's all the people, right? So all the countries were there, and the guy that did this course was also there. But what they're trying to do is, yeah. So what they're trying to do is to make sure that everything come under one umbrella. So it's really a pro license. CONCACAF is trying to make sure that we have pro license because pretty soon you can't coach in a CONCACAF league without a pro license. So that's where they are heading to. So we were there as a participant. And
so you were at the same. You were a part of this whole process right here.
No, the guy that do the course that is right. He remember also CONCACAF has recognizing it as a pro license, the course, right? So what they are trying to do is to bring all of these parties together. I mean, Trinidad is trying to have a pro license course to make sure that there is congruence, make sure that there is a standard as to what a pro license is supposed to look at. So CONCACAF has taken that up and working with all of these people to ensure that happens.
Let me just say this because
I see.
Hold on.
Two countries.
Hold on, Andre. Don't lose that. I need to say this. Really. All right. So I've spoken to, I believe, almost all the living players in the 1998 campaign at some point, and every single player, every single coach around the team believe that the football has improved, except the spectators like you. So not qualifying does not mean it has not improved. And I keep on saying this. For some reason, the people from 1998 believe that the only place in the world where people are supposed to improve and do better in football is Jamaica. Do you realize how much the USA has grown? Costa Rica, Panama, and those places in terms of their footballing culture, Haiti and what they have done. The idea, it's a completely different footballing complex that we're in. Of course it has improved. You think it's buck-ups why we have Leon Bailey playing in England? Why we have Kaheem Dixon just gone over there? Which Premier League player we used to attract we attracted in 1998? Come on, man. Let's be real. The team not qualifying, we can say we're not happy with the fact that the team is not qualifying. Rene Simoes just said the standards have improved significantly. Rene Simoes.
I don't think there's any doubt that the standards are increased. I have seen
person come on the keep on when Theodore Whitmore says things have improved and said that, boy, if they had these things and if these things were in their time, they'd have done better. And yet some of the spectators keep on saying things have not improved. Relax and take the emotions out and look at things logically. Cephas left from our league and he goes to Turkey.
Without playing for the national team.
Without playing for the national team. Come on.
So the person, the call that he had before, I think he mixed up a lot of things. I can see where he's going and he has a point, but I think he mixed up a lot of things. So for one, I think we're on the right track what we're trying to do in terms of coaching education, club licensing, professionalization of the sport, women professionalization of the sport, the men, the tier 2. Because one of the things that, if you notice, the USA is, forget Mexico, them have 10,000 professional players and having more every day. USA is trying to get more professional players, so they'll have a bigger pot. So you notice they have the MLS, and then they have, I think it's 3 other league now that they're trying to put together below the MLS, you know. So they'll all have much more professional players to choose from. So everybody is looking. Suriname is coming out of that professional league. DR as a professional league. Trinidad start back their professional league. Haiti was in danger. They start back there for 2 years. So other countries is trying to get professional leagues in. There's a reason. Because it improves the football significantly. We are a little bit ahead because we are putting a lot of programs in place. So I hear talk about coaches from Jamaica coaching the national teams. Again, I think he got it a little bit wrong. That's exactly what we're trying to do. But we can't just give coaches jobs if them don't have a standard to compete with other coaches across the world. So we have to take our time, educate the coaches, put them in difficult positions, and then we give them jobs. So the truth is that we probably have less overseas coaches now than we have ever had before because of the programs that we have. Yes, the team might not look so smooth and give everybody 6 love, but there's no such things anymore. If you look even in Europe, these are the teams that used to get 10 and 20, it ain't happening. England struggle to get them 2 love.
Bolivia is like 17 South America. They used to be beating the stick. But let me just say this. And then you can go on, Andre, because your sons also play professionally. To say that Trinidad's football has not improved, it's fallacy. The individual talent have improved, the team has not. I disagree with this. I believe that back in that time we had better raw talent. It may not be a whole lot when you look at the Whitmore and the Tati Brown and the Anthony Carbett, and when you go back to the Lenny Teacherhead and the stories we hear about Alan Skill Cole, and we hear about the Freddie Butlers and the Paul. When we realize that there was a lot of talent, right? Because it was a certain amount of school, so it was more centralized. They did not have all the professional standards to kind of propel them as these players have. So I believe that the players know, in terms of talent, they have less, but because of the availability of higher quality coaches and better surfaces and better equipment, the players are indeed technically and tactically better. These guys have drones and stuff to measure how many kilometers they travel, stuff to tell you which zone they're spending the most time. All of these things have advanced the football, and we have to be careful because we keep referring to 1998, and the people in 1998 will tell you that the thing is that the players now have way more. The travel is better. The nutrition is better.
Everything is better managed, man. People used to leave work, come play Premier League, you know, lift up iron and all of them things, you know. I eat bun and cheese. That's you know, that's what used to happen. So I've seen matches that people have told me these are some of the greatest matches I played 25 years ago. The pace of the game was so slow, and is that, you know, and I've gone back and look at these matches, and I'm saying most of those top teams 25 years ago, it would be a 6-0 now if they play even some of the worst team in the JPL, because the players, I know some of them used to work and I forget a little time off. You know, even by them come and start training fit and just night left, because them have to leave work after 5 and then travel for half hour, 1 hour before them get to start training. That was the MO those times. Nowadays it's not the same. Most teams have professional players. They don't do any other work except play football. And that alone tell you the difference between what used to happen and now.
I'm going to tell you this. In fact, in the last campaign, it's kind of funny, you know, because with the COVID restrictions and travel, that whole campaign, the Jamaica team were unfortunate in a goal that was conceded in Mexico late in the game, a goal against the USA here in Jamaica. There were some very unfortunate circumstances that if all things were perfect, the team possibly would have still qualified. So we need to, you understand me? But Andre, I know you had something and I interrupted you because I had to take this. I hope you're not old and forget, you know.
Old and forget, those are two things that go together and they could apply. So on that conversation you all were just having, is it fair to label? Well, I'm going to speak for the Trinidad League, but is it fair? Does the JPL have players in any of the teams that work during the day and go to training in the evening, or supplementing the income some way or the other?
Well, no, I mean
No.
in the past.
No.
There's still a few teams that use players that work. Yes.
Yeah. So
very few.
Very few.
Like no Mount Pleasant player work. No Mount Pleasant player work. I don't think none of Arnett players work.
No Cavalier player
no
work.
Cavalier player don't work. No Mobile United player work.
Portmore, you know, you can't get to it that either.
Yeah, and I think no Waterhouse player work. You know, I know that there's a couple that work at Mullines and a couple that go to school.
So is it fair? Like I personally think that the TTPFL aligns more with a semi-pro league at the moment than a professional league. Because of the wages that are being paid in the league. For some people, there's still some players who are subsidizing the income, and just the intensity and the standard at times, right? And so when you look at and this, if we go back to the Inter Miami game and Cavaliers game, in the first game, Mr. Speed, I thought you were spot on. You had them, they didn't know what was happening. They struggled to contain what the players, what the team, what you were attempting to do. But as you know, execution is the key, right? They struggled and you didn't get a result, and then they came to Jamaica, and I think they were just professional in their approach. I think they were professional in their approach in terms of, and I think some of that, the physicality, when you see the difference between the Caribbean teams and when they play as a team, and like the US team, for example, or the MLS team, you see a difference in physicality. And sometimes that might be because we don't have the facilities to keep players in peak physical fitness, right? So that we can keep up with that. So I don't know. In my mind, the league is not. It's a semi-pro league. Let's put it that way.
In Trinidad.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it still going on now?
Yeah, the league is going on. They had games up to last night.
I'm not seeing a lot of it on TV like I used to.
I don't think you have to look for it on YouTube. I don't think Sportsmax is doing it.
Oh, because I used to watch them on Sportsmax.
Another company is broadcasting it. I don't think Sportsmax is involved.
You're hearing that
is very little.
You're hearing that Mr. Eagle Republic said that the Cavaliers players are too young to work anyways.
No, I mean, look, is Trinidad. I mean, Trinidad League, I see them playing. I think it should be longer. So if you really only play 18 games or 20 games, then clearly you're definitely going to not be playing for over 6 months. So you'll probably need to look at job because you'll be just there moving around. I don't think it's really the money, Andre, why it's not a professional. I think it's more what you do. Mm-hmm. And we have decided to play like 9 months. You don't really get a chance to go try and get a job because we have gone to 39 games, and that is what the professionals do all over the world. So I think it's some of those things Trinidad probably need to address. I mean, they are our friends, so we can leave them in good when Trinidad is good, so we can be better. It don't make sense we try to say make us alone be better and don't bring up the rest of the Caribbean.
Could you say that again? Tell Gunner's boss that Trinidad and Jamaica are friends.
Yeah, we are.
You know what to John Gunner's boss.
No, we are.
Oh, he's been baiting me all evening.
Anyway, Roger Grant, that's a very funny comment. He says, no Waterhouse player work. We're talking about right now. He goes on and says, last time me watch Tuffy score in the night and I draw steal the next day. That was that God says I need to put up this business. He says honestly, the launch of the launch and program y'all did for the Jamaica Women's Premier League should have been for Tier 2. The Jamaica Women's Premier League is a hard watch, like really hard watch. No knock on the women, but much more development is needed. He believed that some of that oh, it's Robert Simmons, sorry. Once I get old. So he's saying that the kind of investment in the women's league should have been poured into the Tier 2. You know, I don't know. You have to take on that because I know the women's league is your baby, Mr. Speed. So,
Yes,
so,
it is.
yeah.
And the truth is, I tried to get the Tier 2 to come together more than once, and them stubborn. Is something that we did it with the Men's Premier League. It was also with the Men's Premier League to get it to where it is. Then we tried to get Tier 2 up and running in the same structure. It never happened. We went to the women, and the women were more receptive. We were able to find people outside of football from the private sector, you know, some soccer moms who were willing to do it. So instead of telling them not to and organize it the way they are, basically on their power, Christina Hudson, magnificent job, Carly Edwards, and the rest of her team, the magnificent job. We don't see where it would affect the Tier 2 in any way. So let the women do them thing. It actually shows how Jamaica thinking that the women team would have gone to 2 successive World Cups. So they're more there, and one of them went to the second round. They're more, you might like the men game, but if you talk about achievement, then the women would be it.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Speed, with the 39 rounds this season causing so much fixture constraint, have there been discussions about, I think, starting the league earlier?
Yeah, I think we should. It's something that we'd have to look on this when this season come up. If you notice, the league is finishing in May, so that way we'll have more time, so we'll be able to start it earlier. We should, because yes, I think the some of the rounds is brutal for teams to be playing so many games, and then next year, so Jamaica have 3 teams in the CONCACAF competition. Sorry, not CONCACAF, in
Caribbean Club,
and then CONCACAF competition. I don't believe what they did to Cavalier this year they should do to anybody, so I agree with it.
Yeah,
it's like you're getting punishment for success. That don't make any sense.
Yeah, and then Jason Gunnar raises a point. He says about the professionalism of the league, and that too often, which is like you have these little leagues in the States that people leave the JPL and go and play in them. Maybe not from your team, but how is that possible?
It happened to my team too, but
how that happened on their professional contracts?
No, because most clubs don't pay the players during the summer. That's why. They pay them for the 9 months that they play and don't pay them for the 3 months. That is where the problem comes.
Yeah, man. Well, this one, there's one, unless he's not going back to the club, but there's a player who was spotted playing in the States, who was playing in the JPL like a couple of weeks before, right now.
Well, if it's a bush league, you don't need a transfer.
If you mean say, what team going to play? You say that the JPL is bush league or the league that
no, the other league that him playing in the States.
No, I think any league you go to, if you're coming from outside the country, you need a ITC.
No, not if it's a bush league. Not if it is a grassroots league.
If it's a grassroots.
One is can I ask a question?
If you're not registered,
play a business house, like if you go play a business house, you don't need a transfer.
So man,
yeah.
Or Mr. Speed, if you play in non-league in England, you need an ITC.
That's right. Come in.
That's a different thing. Non-league in England. Non-league in England is still a part of the FIFA hierarchy of competitions. Can you get promotion to the conference and then back? That's a different thing. But if you're going to just play on Brooklyn 11 versus, whatever Street 11 again, you don't need no chance.
But what I'm saying, like Duklan is saying that he played against some JPL players last weekend in a league in the States.
Former JPL players.
No, players who are registered to JPL club and play in the JPL right
but
now.
If Duklan a player, you know, it's a Curry Goat league. Come on. That are the evidence.
All right. Anyway,
so manage. There's leagues here that they put together, like in the Spanish community, for example, in some Spanish communities, and you may see guys who's at the end of their careers playing in the Mexican league, for example. Those are leagues they put together for money, and the guys bring in players to play, whether it's for a couple of weeks or a weekend or whatever the case may be. So that's how some of that happened.
Yeah.
And in that case, you don't need to register anywhere.
Okay, all right. We have Danny Dread. Danny Dread, welcome to the show. Long time. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man. Greetings, man. And greetings to your panelists and everyone in the chat and all around. Yeah, Mr. Speed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go on.
There, man.
Say, first, me get to congratulate you with the Cavaliers. Yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say, Mr. Speed, $530 ticket. Bye-bye. My family, you know, say, the first, the 3 generation, how we go. Me as the grandfather, my son-in-law, and my 2 grandsons.
So that's a 5 generation.
That was it. Me said 3 generations.
Oh, sorry. It's 5 about 3 generations. Sorry, your show.
And 1 friend.
Okay.
So hear this now. You know, so at the start of the game now, for buy this ticket online. You see me? So I call my son, because I not so much internet banking. I say, you know, say, I want to buy a ticket at carrytix.com for me. It's like, anyway, you know. I call him man back about 2 days time. The man say, yeah, you hear me? I don't think I do it, you know. I not go match, I not do it for you. And I say, really? He said, Daddy, enough thing me do for you. And when I do thing, me just do it. I not do this. Anyway, you know, I say, all right, thank you. I call me dad. I know I say, you know what I say? I say, your husband a go match? She said, no. I say, your son them a go match? She said, no. He said, anyway, I want you buy a ticket on the internet. And coming like to start buy the ticket. Coming like our son them say, well, go on. And everyone have to end up come at the match. Anyway, I never feel good over 1 bleachers and I did pay 30, but me get over that now. Anyway, congratulations on that. No.
$30 to pay for go bleachers.
Yeah. And you know what, sir?
Bleachers premium in buy.
Oh, you buy the bleachers premium? Oh, right offline.
Yeah, I mean, I know where the premium was for. I think me don't see some cheerleading fans. Anyway, you know, say, a man sit down beside me and say, Rasta, if you take that the candy, you know, say, I want bleachers. He said that to me. I say, you know, say, you're right. I mean, I have a whole lot. Anyway, you know, JPL.
Yeah.
Anyway, JPL now. This 39 match thing, you know, say, probably good for the players, but you know, say, me talk as a fan. I come from a fan angle. You know, say, after me see a team.
You say you're coming from a fan angle?
A fan angle.
Oh, but let's make sure we get body.
The angle of a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, you kind of lose interest with the league right now, you know. Because Mannings, after it's like more watch home and away.
You know what? Watch the next round.
It's like, yeah, it's like me don't want to watch the next round. And it's like me basically wait on the player.
So me feel to Danny Dread.
You feel that too?
We kind of feel like, what? But me don't watch the team, yeah, 2 times already. Why me go watch them again?
Yeah, so, but Mannings, why them never just 2 round? Why Mr. Speed?
Danny Dread called me, I agree with him. Usually me don't agree with you. But me agree with you. But there's an issue. No, but there's an issue. The truth is, we need the amount of games to compete with the rest of the world, right? We need the games we need, I know how it come are really the games we need. So from a technical point of view, it's the number of games we want. Problem is we can't find 20 teams in Jamaica to play in the Premier League. So you could have go home and away, and that could be.
That's gonna make it worse. But here this now, Mr. Speed, because them say 50% more money to keep the league, right? Now, me I say, if you keep 2 rounds and the player, and then now you keep a knockout competition with the tier 1 and tier 2, you don't think that make more sense? The better team them will still get more game, but the lesser team them will get less game, but them need to go the training ground still.
Yeah, but you're right.
We need to go training ground.
If it's a straight knockout, you just get 2 more games, and I like it. It's still not enough for you to do.
But Mr. Speed, at the lower team where need to spend some more time over the training ground, I go get the less.
No, I am agreeing with you. So one of the things we could have done is you would play the knockout like a Champions League where you play at home and away, so you get 6 games instead of in a zone.
Yeah, right.
Straight knockout would help. So that's something that we can think of.
Yeah, and you just play tier 1. You play tier 2 and tier 2 and tier 1. That's a good idea, Because if you can find how much teams in tier 2? 16.
Yeah, it will be compulsory. It will be 30 teams and all, but you have put them in a 6 zone, and then you play home and away like Champions League in England. So you end up get at least 8 more games.
And like the 2 finalists for the JPL could I get a bye for the first round?
Yeah, that could happen. Well, you don't want to get the bye. You really want to get the game.
No, what you want to do it's like Champions League, and you just put them in the zones and you pick out them. Yeah.
Put them.
And then you play home and away, which is 4 games, and then you put them. Yeah.
I never think of that. Then you not have it, Mr. Speed, man. Do that. But Mr. Speed, this time, you see the last time when they play a knockout, competition, it kind of play upon some, you hear this now? It kind of play upon some weird days for football during the week. And the finals on a Friday when people are hustling and all these things. So what you need to do this time now is have knockout weekends.
When on JPL game not play on that weekend.
Right, and knockout like how you have FA Cup weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, but FA Cup weekend is a few games, You can't have everybody so much. You don't want to have majority of teams them idle. So you have to be careful how you go about doing that. But me get your
but we could have, you have work though. But me think that would have make more interest on behalf of the fans. And then you could have win the JPL title and a knockout cup beside it. Everywhere have knockout. You think that would have better?
You want knockout, you want different games. No, knockout can play different in the finals, not the same day. It could be the same team in a both finals, so you couldn't make it be the same.
Yeah, no, not the same. No, you couldn't keep them the same time. You're right, man. Cause me just say a team we have a chance to win a double. You get me? Yeah. And it would have more interest to me. Because I look interest, right? No, I'm kind of.
I understand that.
The only thing what me go.
You make a good point. I talk to technical people. No, you make a good point. I talk to technical people and the competition people. I hear what them have to say.
Hey, Danny, if this go through, say, they have to give you proceeds of the idea. Big up yourself.
All right. Just all right, big up yourself. Everyone have a good day.
Go ahead, Andre.
I got to remember, let me say this. Mr. Speed, every time people talk to you about football, this is what, maybe people hear it, maybe it's me. He says, he gave an idea and he said to you to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So whether it's the JPL or the JFF, it leaves the impression, unless you correct something, that you're in control of all of Jamaica football.
Yeah, which is wrong.
So, I don't know. So you got
to do that to them, Mr. Speed.
Yeah, if your lawyer was present there, I was paying years and say you need to correct that.
As I said, I was going to talk to some people and hear what they say.
All right, gentlemen, have a good evening, man.
Yeah, man, big up, big up,
All right.
Andre. All right, we had a next caller. Let's see if I can get them back. But I'm seeing, you say a team looking to get to the Premier League again, sir.
Yes, we're trying to. So go against the big dogs.
Yeah, I was asking about this under 13 competition. So because I think it's been done by a year. So I mean, my son was in the pool, but I kind of figured that it probably, going to be. Yeah, let me just take the caller. Come back to that. Yes, caller. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, management, and good afternoon to the panelists around the show.
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Speed still on?
Yeah, man, Mr. Speed. Yeah, man, Mr. Speed is still here. Go ahead.
Okay, afternoon, Mr. Speed, and congratulations on your accomplishments. I follow your team very, very closely. I attend several of your games, but this time around I decided I was not going to come because I knew that you'd have got tremendous support. So I only come to the games that I know that people who normally come, but you'd have gotten a lot of support.
Loyal fun.
Yeah, man. Cavalier, my team. But you know what I want to ask Mr. Speedo? As it relates to CFU, what is the Caribbean stance on CFU? Because these days, it would appear to me as though the organization has become toothless. It has become almost like defunct. There's not much social or political capital as it once did. Because far too many mishaps are happening in CONCACAF to Caribbean teams, generally speaking, and it doesn't seem like we have anyone to speak up for. So, what is it that CFU is doing in terms of what they plan to do in the future? What are they doing now in terms of trying to get some political and social capital?
Well, I'm going to give management the CFU president number. I'll get it for your management.
Or the new president from St. Lucia?
Cooper, yeah, I'll get him number for you.
All right, I'll talk to Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
All of the questions. I'll get him number for you for you and Seneca with you.
We're going to get Mr. Cooper on the program, all right, caller? And then I'd love for you to call in on that day and ask him those questions. Because they just changed. It's around 2 weeks now that they changed the leadership because it was Randy Harris and they changed it. I think they kept some of the same vice presidents. So I think that would be a good question for Mr. Cooper, caller.
Yes, management, because I'm seeing some weird things happening and I don't know what is happening. Like, for example, call me bitter, but in the game against the United States, two things happened. One, they added more time than what was required. So they added more time. So let's say they put on 7 days. Yes, the referee has the discretion to add whatever time that he pleases. But let's say it was 5 minutes. They played 7 minutes, and not only they played more minutes, but they restart the clock. Too many strange things are happening. They took away Damian Lowe's goal. The minute they bring in VAR, Damian Lowe was the first to get a red card. Too many things that are happening to Jamaica and other Caribbean countries where certain things are concerned. And I can't forget what Mr. Speed said about what was happening with the Dammer teams where they were grabbing after people's genitalia in the final to elicit certain response so they could get a red card, and the fact that the Cavalier team couldn't train on the pitch and all type of things. And I just think there's not much representation, and whoever is at the helm of CFU have to start speaking up for the Caribbean and other country and other nations here, because it doesn't make any sense. Because we can't give away one person. Say what you want about Jack Warner, say what you want about Captain Horace Burrell, but these men, they defended the Caribbean stoutly. And these days it come like we don't have a voice, and it just don't make much sense to me. And I heard someone said something once, which was that football is not just played on the pitch. It's so many other little things that goes into a successful campaign. And I think this is an element that we've been missing. Even just the type of referee you have and the type of cause that they have. Just so many things. And I think we're lacking in this regard. I think we're seriously lacking. But thanks for taking the comment.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
What he's saying is true, though. You know, there apparently seems to be like two different rules all the time. Even with club licensing, I know some club don't do not at all, but we have to do it, and it's true. Whosoever take up the leadership of the CFU have to look out for our members, and don't just sit down in the office and just think, say, you know, you just it's a big boys club, and you're going to just follow whatever rules is laid down on us. I mean, I have issues with CONCACAF a lot of time. I mean, but I make my name. I these things that you hear when we're talking, I record it and send it to them, especially if they're trying to, because sometimes they ask us for feedback. So I do it. But the truth is, I don't know where to go to get help. I don't know if I can say to my president or CFU, say, yo, why we're not getting an answer on this and why we're not getting an answer on this. There was an instance where I thought them just throw a lot of mud after us to see if anything would stick on the wall, that type of behavior. And as I said before, in the last series, we were so good. Our hospitality was like tip top. Nobody came and said, yeah, we thought you did good with that, but you know, them tried to get us on some other things. So he's 100% right. For the region, somebody need to look after the region, and if we have a president, he must do it. I agree.
All right, big up yourself, caller. Thanks again. I hope you heard
Yeah,
Mr.
man, no
Speed
problem.
response. Yeah, man. All right, we have the I would say the CONCACAF, you know, man, with all of the information and all things CONCACAF when it comes on to clubs and players. Marlon Nelson, I don't know, that look like a Sweden jersey. I don't know why he would be wearing that. And a Jamaican show. I don't know. Talk to me. Mr. Nelson, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
What's up, everyone, man? And same as Speed, one in the chat. I'm on the Swedish ballers sending it in, so you know, so I have to represent.
All right, boss. Not a problem. Is the Swedish baller Jamaican, sir?
Swedish baller, Swedish international.
All right, you get away with it, you know, because you know how it is. Yeah, man. All right, but that was a very good point. Like I said, that the CFU needs to, because of the block of votes they have, they need to use that to get some leverage in terms of what happens in the region. I think we have the leadership on a whole has been quite reserved, and that has allowed the Central American associations to kind of step to the fore and lead the charge on many things, which has really disenfranchised some of the Caribbean nations. I cannot understand how when was the last time any of these youth tournaments kept in the Caribbean? Well, people say Dominica Republic.
But Marlins, if you have weak leaders, that's what you will find. Right?
Also, we can't be having one youth tournament a year. Or we will catch up the people in the more developed countries. Money must be, you know, set aside. So instead we have 1 and 14 every year, we have multiple ones. I mean, it's a joke.
Mr. Speed, as I said, if you have somebody who's strong, who's gonna put their neck out there and say, guess what, I'm gonna defend my CFU teams. We don't have that. Right? As the caller said before, when he had captain was there as a VP and Jack Warner. So Jack Warner was fearful saving, right? Yeah. So basically, you know, we just basically at that now, and if you basically see where, because even in Central America, I think the companies they see where that CONCACAF is more investing more in DAMREP more than
you realize.
Yeah. Because they have a technical center, you know, that is open the other day, right?
There you go. So all the investment is really being put into Dominica, the English-speaking Caribbean, has suffered. But you know what I want to ask him is, I think I tried to ask this between you and Unseen a couple of times. So there's a U13 and a U15 parish league going on. You can tell us about that? How much information you have on that? This new parish U15, parish U13. This is outside of the elite league that is going on for the, I think, U17 players. For I think 6 academy teams.
You have to ask that Speed. Mr. Speed, we won't have more information.
No, I'm not a part of the U13. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, so there's not a parish U13 and U15?
They're supposed to, but I don't know what is that.
Oh, okay.
Competition, you know, I really don't know.
Before the game, is saying, what country is Jack Warner from? I am hearing we miss Jack Warner's leadership.
Man is man. Man is man.
So go ahead and see.
I think the person you will get the information from on the U30, U15 would be Errol Stevens.
Errol Stevens. All right, I'll talk to Errol.
I don't think it's gonna start yet. As far as I know, they're just preparing the parish teams to play in there. I don't think it's gonna start as yet. I think it's more like near summer.
Okay, in the summer. Okay. All right. Central American teams are better. It don't matter if the Central American teams are better or not. At the end of the day, it's one football representation. The reason why football is growing in Dominica is because the investment is there. Dominica, I mean, the English-speaking Caribbean holds a lot of votes, so they have to use that to get some sort of leeway in terms of FIFA stuff. That's all I'm saying.
No, but look here, that's a lot of people say them don't even know if they argue. Just ask a question. How many persons? So CFU have what, 31 members? And the rest, you have 10 more members from Central and North America, right? And we have 41 members in a CONCACAF. Anybody believes that there's any, so in other words, if there's employment, it should be 3-1, right?
Yes.
Anybody know what it is? If there's people in a leadership position, it should be 3-1. Is it so? So I don't know what people defending. And you know, I try to tell people this and teach them this every single day of their life. People say football is a business, but they don't understand how business work. But when you're up on the road, you say, me have links. Don't let everybody say, and then puff up my chest and say, me have my links. So, me have my link, man. I say, if I want this done, maybe this done. If I want this done, I'll puff up my chest and say, we have links, right? So, but it comes from a word called linkages, where what business do, a backward and forward linkages, what business do. So, me give one great example like Grace Kennedy. There was a time they only make tin food, right? And send it overseas, right? Eventually, them buy truck. Eventually, them buy the supermarket to sell the food, you know. Eventually, them even go get a bank because they need foreign exchange. So, them have bank too. Then go back way and them have farms, right? Remember? Them have farm too, you know, where they control, either they control the contracts or them have it themselves. So, then go both backward and forward linkages. And that is why they are so successful as a company. Probably the number one company in Jamaica. I don't even know, but it's up there. In a football, it's the same thing. If you read in every email, something wrong with your country. If you read in every email, you know, help draft it, it ain't going anywhere. Me just leave it right there.
Yeah. Mr. Speed, I know you have game today, you know. All the best.
Right, cool.
You're supposed to be.
When you get to me, I said, oh, man is man.
No, you're right. No, man, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But so all the best on the game today. I mean, I don't even know how I want this to go because there's a battle going on between Waterhouse, Tivoli Gardens, and W Wolded right there. So you could put it Waterhouse in problems. But if you lose, you could also find yourself in problems. So
no. I am not. I'm playing on it, Garden. I'm not playing Waterhouse.
Oh yeah, you're playing on it. That will be a good game, you know. I hope the field is good enough. I hope them don't have no sports day on the field, you know, because I watch a game out by Draxal. I don't know why they play the game at Draxal. Them have around 1,000 sports day in the last couple of weeks and beer rain. The ball can't roll properly on the field, man. I tell you, just take away from the quality of the game. I thought it would have been a good game. You understand me? But that's one of the things I want to chat. And I spoke to you privately about this, Mr. Speed. I really believe that we have to get back to playing the games on the best surfaces, boss. Because it makes the players look terribly. I don't think we really realize that if a scout watch some of them games here, you know, it's not but the players bad, you know. Like I watch Draxal, the ball can't even roll.
Why?
The field. Then if you have rain and you have sports day with tents and all of those things on the field, it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be bumpy, so the ball can't roll properly. Some man will kick long ball. Make long passes, right? And by the time you take it on your chest, it start. But you can't. Every shot that, listen, people, I'm not lying. Every shot that was taken towards the goal went over the top. Because by the time the players them put them eyes down to kick the ball. It bump. It touch on a spot, gone up higher, low, and all of those things. It is unfair to the players to play on these kind of surfaces.
It's true.
Honestly,
We need to do better.
we have to do better, man. Because but here's the next thing now, Mr. Speed. Because when I hear Unseen answer this, because at the start of the season, Unseen said on this program that Veer would be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you can't
answer that.
You're muted now. Talk to me now, Unseen.
Got your tongue. Come, Unseen.
You're muted.
No, man, hold on. What you want here? What you want here?
I was going to leave, but I wait for this.
When man asks about if the technical director realize, you know, answer. So you want to hear me, you know?
Technical director.
With here.
Oh, me only recognize coach. Me shake the coach and all the time when me play here.
So me hear say you shake the technical director too.
No, sir, coach.
but man, remember that match there? Let me look good enough. Me and say, all right.
Which match?
Keep the core. If them keep the core.
Which match?
The whole of the core play them.
Which match?
They beat Moline.
The one I'm go watch them, man.
Molines, them win Molines and you say them all win the tournament?
No, the core, they look good. The core look good and I say they're going to stay up in the league.
In fact, that was before the Calvary came.
Yeah, but the man that show the core play them, Reggie.
The core they the same way.
What kind of core? No core there. You see core gone.
What the core of that team?
They need have like the midfielder guy there, see, you know, experience. I forgot his name. Come from Linstead. And him have a couple players.
Neil?
Yeah, and him the next player will score the goal. We're gonna Tivoli now will look good.
Oh, Oldfield?
Yes, and him they have some good defenders there. We could have actually been a mid table. Not in top six, but them actually up.
Just read what just come up and you know who are the core of that team.
Oh. The Butlers are the core.
So Unseen. So do you still believe that they will make the playoffs?
Well, look, me Knockins interview Lenny and him say, boy, not only motivation, but them need to come win the last 6 games. I don't know. But I know that they won't sit if they go into tier 2, they're not gonna meet me down there still, but them can come up back.
So let me ask you this. Isn't the inclusion of like McGee, Atkinson, the Brazilian, all of those players better than the players they had at first?
Because remember, we know what you said about McGee, you know. We know what you said about McGee.
Anyone can answer the question.
Money's man. Maggie dey on the field, Maggie didn't even want to tackle Bridging. So, joke thing.
No, but that's not what you say first, you know, when you're all in coming up.
Yeah, me have to speak higher league because we see him play in the national team. And then when you see him play, you have to tell the truth. No, so you go, Chris. Just go, Marlon, sorry.
Yeah, but get confused. But we have Gunners Boss. We have Gunners Boss. Gunners Boss. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. You want to talk to Speed or you? I can really. Him can go.
Up and gunning. That's Speed.
What are you saying, General?
I boss, you know, so when you don't say that, you don't call in and see boss, you have to call in and talk to him from the excellent 2-leg versus Inter Miami home and away. The 4 love don't really matter. The youth, them make we look proud. And I love how I see you on the sideline and the whole world a chat about you, brother. When we see Lyrical man on the sideline and we hear the big international people them talk about this good old Speed, I don't even know who coach Inter Miami and our big brother coach down there, but we know who in the world know who Rudolph Speed is. You think, gun! One Rudy Speed in a JPL. One. I just see like how you pin down the brother there and see Lyrical while man in spot because him get gaslight by such man. Because such man, you know. So pick up yourself, panelist. Mr. Man in a yellow shirt. Pick up yourself, sir.
Gunners, best up, Gunners.
You don't know. When the Gunners come here, I'm gonna just come to give some content and leave. Make the people them.
So listen, I want you to pick a winner, you know, tonight, you know. Arnett Garden Cavaliers.
We type in a commentary. Mr. Speed knows me and the man on a friend tonight. But after I came done, we good again. Don't we say? Arnett Yard to the world. Cavalier a play Arnett Yard. He support not did it tonight, but you see tomorrow, anybody play kick off them spears, especially the one they call Beer Phoenix. Anyway, you see them snap off them fierce. Don't give them no mercy for them because you want the man them come and the man them say Jamaican people them ungrateful because they don't come out. The people then they go out to go see Jamaican sick here. Mr. Speed know that. The people them come to go see the world boss.
Right.
Mr. Man, they go to see. So me don't know where some man come talk about Jamaica people and grateful. When you get the most trouble for Jamaica football by stopping players from playing for the national team.
Hey man,
You don't say nothing.
Man, you get yourself in a problem, man.
What kind of problem you can get yourself in a man? Who can beat me? They come to Jamaica before the year they are done. They are re-migrate. So anybody want to beat me up, I'm Maryland for them, don't come. Yeah, man. So that me I say, Mr. Speed, big up yourself, continue success at that. Me tell you every time. I love when me see little youth, them I do I'm proud of them. How much of them you send overseas or die crew? A couple of them well in there, you know. Although I'm seeing them and in friend them at that. And Jason Goona them I say they ain't already. How much of them we are sending overseas the boss? Tell me. I'm going to ask some of them.
Jason Goona unseen coming in the argument. Get it there.
Everybody I catch a stray when they're ready. You know? People just catch him straight. If you
make people believe you know. You make people believe you're not going as boss.
Me no hear no fan all over my place and say little youth them no good man. But I want to tell you something, you know. You see them little youth here? Me no see no recent national team knock football around big man. Whether them tired or they all are them young, them have talent and we are going to meet some of them in the World Cup series. Me no see no youth knock football and play with guts and heart like them little youth here, you know. These little youth was not playing for Cavaliers, no. They was playing for Jamaica, you know. And that you know if you understand. And that me want to tell you, no. It wasn't about no Cavaliers thing. This was about Jamaica showing with national pride and how we play up on the big stage when we are playing for we country and for we people. Them. That's more of that me want to say. Me not see no national team coordinator play like this in a long time. That me I tell you no. Just give me case and take your work.
All right.
All
right, good as well. Listen.
That me I say now. Big up on us.
You need remember I know where's you gonna state so you not want to talk about Chris Paul. You know, talk about LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. So, but big up yourself. But not.
Football we are talking about.
Yeah, no. What I mean is that you need to send me it, so we can put it up.
But man, here let me tell you this right now. While we're here, before I go, you're mute. Somebody mute.
No man, everybody I hear you, man. Just talk. We are hearing.
Yeah, man. When me I go say now, you see, as a man in the media, you see me, I love journalists. From long time, I grew up amongst the man them, Bloody them, Raymond Sharp, them and them, and they don't have Jamaica record, them at West Street and Waterloo. Me love journalism and the media. I don't want no professional like guy try to intimidate people and talk about them want to stop the media from doing media. Let the media and let the players play. You're wrong, brother. All me I tell LeBron, next time you are up on Steve Mason, don't just run halfway. Crash out, man. Put it all on the line. Don't go halfway. Just put it all on the line. Just crash out. Any athlete we want to go crash out, we want to approach a journalist because of them job. Just crash out. If you ain't crash out, you're a coward. That's all me I say about that. I'm gone. Let the show continue. We will talk something.
Yeah, man. Mr. Speed, Conrad say you need to bust and see and make my part of the Cavaliers coaching staff, you know.
No, man. Where him is, remember him come a Premier League next year now. Him don't need me. Him said on the program a while ago, you know. When you remember, you know. Him said when Veer come at tier 2, he will be in Premier League. You remember that, you know, man. Don't forget that quote from him, you know.
What me say? What me say?
Repeat. Man say when Veer come at tier 2, he will not see him there.
And you say Veer can come up because he will not be there.
Yes, that's what the man say. And we're not gonna forget it, man.
Don't forget.
We're not forget. We'll ask you again on the program when you come.
So I'm seeing you did say that racing is going to get relegated too?
No, no, me say so. Bam Sports says so. Me say Chapelton and
you could never pick Chapelton unseen.
Yeah, man, me did pick Chapelton.
Oh, you pick Chapelton and Chapelton started out the league on fire. Chapelton was leading the league in the beginning stages, you know. You forget that?
No, all right. So how would
you pick them to be relegated when the first 9 games of them that lead the league?
No, man. Before the league start, we had a pick.
No, man. When you come and talk about Veer, it was You just said it was after you watch a game, so the league did start. You said it.
I never hear a show.
You, you said it on my show, sir.
Yeah, but hold on,
Man, I'm back. I'll jump in when do a preview.
All right, tell him.
Well, no matter which show.
I had Vera and Mullines being relegated.
I know Unseen said. Who Unseen had relegated? Chapperton?
Chapperton we did have on one next side.
Chapperton and Humberlines,
no, but on my show, I am telling you, the man said Vera going to finish in the top 6.
So I said Vera can't finish in the top 6 based on the first match we play.
You and I can't, but I want to be someone else.
After the second game, in change.
But me have the right to change. Me's a pundit. You have a right to change.
You must be a pundit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Mr. Speed, all the best later the game, you know. I hope the surface good enough. I really hope the surface.
I hope so too, because I think we play, you know, I think that's one of our advantage too, you know, because we always play on decent surface right throughout the league. So when it comes to the playoffs, we're good. You know, a less adjustment. Trust me, when your team really can play, the better the surface, you can see everything come out. When the surface,
we need to ask Mr. Speed something before we go away.
What
the match versus what going on Humberland? 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the goals, what we give it, I mean, especially the first goal, that was a sight for sore eyes. After half line, the man kicked the ball. I don't know why the keeper froze it, just go straight to him and go down.
Who was keeping?
It was Vino. And then them, you know, usually when you come under pressure, yeah, them score a second goal. At 3 of half time, you know, was like we were just out of the game. Because again, we didn't start a lot of our players. We didn't have a Surinamese, we didn't have King. There was a lot of people that on the pitch, so we didn't have Allen because we thought, you know, those people needed a little rest. In the second half, you know the usual. We get penalty, not get the, and the game just fall away. We miss some chances, but it's difficult to play Humberland at Humberland. You know, their method might be different, but them it's effective. Them just play the ball long and run up behind it. Very effective.
And Stevens finding the back of the net for themselves. So they have a forward who's scoring also.
Yeah. Them have a plan and it work.
And I think from January they haven't lost a match there.
No, they haven't. And it's the first point them get against Mullines away since Alex Thomas got here. So you can say them have a plan, and it could be that them going to save themselves because of how they play down here. They are really good down here.
Yeah. All right. We will talk about a look at track and field quickly, Mr. Speed. Big up yourself, so because I soon need to.
Oh yes, I don't know about track and field.
Yeah,
like we never really see a lot of teach field athlete. We never really want.
You know, when the 800 meter by about 10 meter.
But Speed, no more track and field. Don't play the man is man.
A school challenge could go with teach field.
We not talk about that. We talk about
no.
800 meter for class 1 boys. Goal. Teach field. About 10 meter winning, but it wasn't even a match. It wasn't even a race. From about 200 yards out. It wasn't even a race.
Yeah. All right. What me assess him? I don't really know how school challenge quiz go. A serious thing. Me ask you.
No, we're not talking about you guys. We're talking about teach field get the most points for every Eastern school.
No, man. No, boss.
All right. You go check it.
Teach field St. Mary High finish in the girl. Oh, on the boy side.
Boy, I'm missing.
Oh.
And then track and field, man is man. Be careful, you know.
All right, man is man. You didn't notice that the track for the relay legs, them actually mark out if you get the button now. You notice that man is man on the track itself?
Yeah, man. But that is why.
What do you think about the track, man is man? You think the track goes up to standard, or I think it's slow and fast?
The track.
You see me test him now, man, and him no know.
No, here's my biggest issue now. So they say the commentary on the champs is what caused some of the biggest contradiction, and people are not calling it out. So what me understand is that there was a change in terms of the people them who put out the results, right? You know, you have a program that did that. So the people on commentary, someone is affiliated with the group that used to do it. So everything was being called out about reaction times and what was on the list and some of the things that are on the list. When those things were being done, it was part of the reason why some of the appeals came up. I think the commentary, I believe the commentary caused some of the issues at champs. This champs.
Yeah, but Mr. Man, you had about 40 false start, don't?
No, boss, I don't know 40 false start.
How much?
Okay, listen.
Some man say 50 false start, yes, sir.
No, listen, what me I say to you is that when you go back now, when you look on the thing, every single sprint, every single athlete should have been disqualified from the heats.
What?
Go back and watch it.
Why?
Because every single one had reaction, almost everyone had reaction times that were above the allowable limits.
But why you think that happened?
Because they had faulty equipment.
Oh, so you're saying that they are not false start.
But you know, the issue have been happening since probably 2023 when they have this couple of the varsity meet they had. I think Johan Blake got fast started and Akeem Blake as well. And so over the past 2 years, it's been a normal thing. But I think this year with the new equipment and you can't really test out new things in the big champs.
That may I say, boss. And them have this big speaker at one occasion where them have beside lane one. So lane one hears the gun first. Them should have the speaker behind. Normally, them have the speakers in the on the thing behind each one of the starting blocks.
Man, don't tell that make nobody hear about lane one hear the gun first. You know the speed of sound. You know how fast this sound travel. You're telling me say I'm on fast that because
can them show you every single time. Every single time.
Even my guy, the
little girl reacted first because the speaker where the thing is connected to is where the sound go through first. So it sound travel, boss. It should have been behind them.
Yes, when it travel, you can't tell me say yes, there's a near and hear it.
Yo, may I tell you, say, I want a robbery gun against Calabar.
Let me ask you about the rule where them. Let me ask you about the KC rule where them say 3 man over.
Hey man, KC should have been banned from champs. From that they should have been banned from champs. You tell me, say KC did not know say them have more than the quarter.
But why you want ban them from champs? Just ban one of the runner.
Ban one of the runner?
No, let them do. The runner when they get no points. Them ban that one day.
Boss, when schools do it in the Costa Cup, what them do? Them kick them out of the league.
So what you say now?
If you use more than your quota, you get kicked out of the league for that season, sir. You
lose points in the match where you use more than
and you get kicked out of the league.
No.
That is what they do in football.
Not the last year. Them not do that. Them just make you lose points in the match. That the over quota player.
So how you get to choose? So that means there should be an independent panel to choose which athlete continue.
It's kind of cute. That's why I bring up the one there. Oh, you know which one of the athlete you kick out. So in this case, is it the one that get no points or the one that get the most points? I don't want to get medium amount of points.
The last one that compete.
Yeah. You understand me?
I need to answer that question there.
The last one that compete. So if the strongest one and he compete, you throw him out. The first and second gone already, you know. So the third one, I far by the wayside.
But big up to Kingston Coliseum. But I thought some of the decisions to kick out some of the kids out of the race, even that Calabar youth, I think it was unfair. You give him 1 point. The man could have finished fourth in the 100 meter. Come on, how you determine that?
Let me ask some. Champs are supposed to be like a glorified PE. Kind of have them out for fellowship and why are you so serious about it?
That is an issue.
How you feel about champs?
Glorified PE thing.
You have one race where first place is from Kenya, second place is from Ghana, and third place is from Kenya again. From 3 different schools, St. Diego, KC, and JC. 3 Africans. What kind of a disagreement?
The first 4 man, the 5,000. The JC runner isn't African as well.
The man should put up the 3 African nation flag. It's a joking.
So hold on. So hold on. So I mean, champs is not a extracurricular activity. Why are you so serious about it?
Obviously not. Obviously not.
That gone out of the mind. It's a
when you try to say we must have 2 zones in a football, them say no. It's a extracurricular activity.
Division. first division and second division. So yeah,
Then say
Track
no
and
in
field
a
is
football.
track and field in high school is a multi-million-dollar something, you know, man.
Who said? Of course, JC, the guy who finished second from JC is from Africa, boss. Diego guy is first. The African, the JC guy African, and the KC guy African.
So before me leave now, them as kind to Oral Tracy, him say the worst champs he ever seen in the organization and everything. You don't believe that?
Yeah, I think the organization was poor. I think you see the false start rule. Like me not think all class 4 kids to get kicked out of champs them with it. Honestly. Over them like point.
Me agree because it's a glorified P. So why not put them in back and make them run?
It ain't important. I don't know. They're probably not look on that again. Professional, some of them look on in a speed.
So only believe say it was so messy this time because Dan Webby not at Grace anymore. And not here the committee.
No, but that's not what
No, I'm just ask. I mean, isn't this good questions we ask?
I don't think it's that.
I think the equipment, especially the new blocks that they're using, you cannot wait until champs they start using. As I think they should have had more experience with it before, right? Because even the 100-meter class 1 semi-final that Clark run, from the way he's setting that block, they were saying this does a position if he twitch or anything, right? The reading is gonna be way off and it's gonna be fast start. They must say he won the race, and at the end of the race they say he fast started.
Yeah. So I think what happening now is that these guys have these things at the meet coming up now on the new track, so they have to test them before they.
Okay, so we were used as a guinea pig.
Yeah, which is what I disagree with because it affected the athletes.
But that is wrong, man, because none of the meets that.
Boss, the Grand Prix people them pay for a lot of the repairs in the stadium.
Yeah,
they want how you go test them equipment? You have to find a meet to test them, so they get tested at champs.
But man, that wicked for the champs that lead them because none of them never get to practice with those blacks coming into meets that qualify them for the champs.
I don't know, boy. I don't know. But
champs, guinea pig.
All right. So man is man. Next time I try this me, but me don't know nothing else. You know you learn a lesson. I have to run more.
We can call him Pani we are doing.
Tell me how school challenge quiz going on.
So, I now boast about the things that we teach you. We
have Grand Slam come up,
table tennis. There's a school challenge and table tennis are our thing that. Me nobody boast about them things.
All right, but big up yourself. Go with the man.
Speed, we have Grand Slam come up, Make sure you're there now. Grand Slam.
All right, cool. No problem. Later.
Hey, Drew Fortis. Hey, my black here, though. Big up yourself, Mr. Sweet. Danny Dread, you call back. What you say? Because we'll go ahead.
Want a little piece of tracks. me not follow it up 100%, you know. You know why? Because me don't like how the old boy them behave. So it kind of turn my mind against champs.
You know Calabar man, Danny Dread?
Yeah, but me not like how the old boy them behave. Both KC, Calabar, I don't like it.
Okay.
The last time me go champs in a man, and I make everything me do get up and walk out and I say, but me grow out or something here. You get me?
Yeah.
Anyway, me hear the chief starter now, Mr. Watts, on the radio this morning.
Yeah. Where must I say?
Right? He must say, him is not a school starter. Him not get rules from up the school. Him get rules from the IAAF.
Yeah.
And that is what him doing work out, right? All right. Now, this man is saying that he told Mr. Wellington before the champs say you're going to have a lot of false start this champs.
What?
Because he's blamed. Yeah, may I tell you why? Because he's blaming Unseen. He's blaming Unseen and saying you're going to have a lot of false start.
Wait a minute.
You know why he's blaming Unseen? Unseen.
Yes.
The coaches then were graduate from GC Fast that were coached most of these schools.
That is Junior family, you know.
Yeah. So him a blame unseen. So now him say there was a competition. I don't know if it was the character games or we keep a Bahamas. Some games. And him say at the games there was 5 false starts.
Yeah.
And 4 of them was from Jamaicans. No, that not sound good to me as a place was supposed to have the best spring coaches. So I don't know if Unseen can address that. Where the starting program is like at GC faster. Because I'm have to go bear some of that blame ya.
Okay, so what this chief starter is saying, before the competition, he told
Yeah,
the
from
Easter
the
president,
development meets.
he told the Easter president that there'll be a lot of fast start because the coach is coming out of GC faster. Not coaching.
No, I mean, no, I mean calculate that.
Oh,
so,
okay, no, me understand it.
No, basically, if him say that, he must say I must have coaching problem. If these children not staying in the blocks and them anticipating the gun and all these things, then it must be a coaching problem. But to me knows that most of these coach at the high school now, them come from GC faster. Them are going do they are doing a good job because we see the development in a running. And we see some little country school now where nobody don't know about win some top race. You understand me? So we are give them that. But we want to know what's going on with the starting program. So that's a the man basic thing. He have to work to the rules of the game. It's not, cause if him start to use the discretion thing, then it'll go be a point as where the discretion stop. Where you understand me?
So Unseen.
So like him now want be the one for that. So I don't know if Unseen can tell
the first thing is that. Hold on. No. The first thing first is that none of the track meets that I went to, I have seen those equipment used, right? And
did you notice start at like GC Faster Classic and all that velocity? Did you see this amount of false start?
No. I don't see no. I go on a Calabar. I think it was Arthur Wint.
Herb McKinley, man.
Herb McKinley, sorry.
He said Arthur Wint to back.
No, fast start.
Okay.
You understand me? Not a fast start. Fast start is there, but you don't see a lot. You understand me? So the equipment is the issue. And a lot of these coaches don't teach them athletes or for money.
But you know, just see the coaches are the issue. You just said a while ago, a lot of these coaches don't teach them athletes. So now coaches are the issue. And you just said that, you know?
To use that equipment.
But then the coaches, they are the issue then.
It can't be the issue because they don't have the equipment to teach them. Where they get the equipment from? Where they get the equipment from?
We're confused, you know.
Beg your man connect, sir.
Man is man.
Yes.
Where they get the equipment for practice?
Oh, you're saying that the coaches don't have the equipment. So when the kids turn up, that is when they are being exposed to the equipment.
And even at the chat means the equipment is not there for them to actually practice and go through it.
So Unseen, how they measure the time at the development meet?
What's a different time?
Don't get time to the same 100.
Remember, remember you have different people who operate time. The machines that you have on the run, you have Rasta Athletics.
No, Unseen. Wait, Unseen.
No.
A one system them have up at stadium.
No
matter
what he's saying is that like at GC Faster, they may use like Rasta Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
At the
JC,
the Mackin the Win Invitational, they may use a different company that has different equipment. That's what I mean and seeing.
You're right. On the run, something different. So the kids then don't really get
about this now. And seeing me, I got to ask you a question. If you can use all of these different systems for work around the world record, and you set the reaction time to the same for all of them, then what should be the great difference?
You can't set the reaction time though, Danny Dread.
Oh, them not have the reaction time where them work off. If I the same reaction time, and time is time, then
I understand that, Danny
the
Dread.
big difference.
Because
Alright.
every race, your reaction time can be different, you know.
Yeah, but them have a limit.
Remember, you have legal reaction time.
Before
You know?
that time.
Yeah, but remember now, sometimes your reaction time is also dependent on the starter, because some starter will say, on your mark, set, boom. You see how long him take? So, a next starter will say, on your mark, set, boom, and go. Yeah.
That no matter. The reaction time I take after the gunfire.
Right, but depending on the type, but depending on the type of starter, you sit in the blocks longer.
Yeah, but man, is that go for every running, every starter then? That go for Olympics though.
No. You can know certain, if you're on the Diamond League circuit, one of the things the coach will tell you is like, Marlon Nelson is the starter. So you know what they would say, Marlon Nelson has a long delay. So you can know how soon you get out of the blocks, how ready you are to get out of the blocks. Isn't that a part of track and field training, unseen?
Yes, that's why I have Shillian Peter Price to master starting.
You're not man. You're not supposed to anticipate the gun.
What you mean?
What you mean that are the way me hear in a track? That are when me, Francis, are you not supposed to anticipate the gun? You will fall start.
Danny Jed, where you think Shelly and Staff are so great at starting?
If you're a sprinter and you don't anticipate the gun,
go ahead.
Yeah, a sprinter, if you don't anticipate the gun,
because them shot.
Danny Jed, listen to me.
Because them shot and them listen for. Them shot.
Go ahead, Marlon.
Yes, that's the thing. If you're a sprinter, you don't anticipate the gun as a sprinter. By the time that gun bursts, everybody gonna leave you.
You don't know what going
on. Remember us sprinting.
Bro, me just tell you when me hear the greats them say, if you anticipate the gun, you will fall start. That means you can't go Olympics go anticipate the gun and drop out of your one little race.
You say that?
Yeah, it's a thing where you have a no and clinical.
Tell Shelly that.
Action time have to just quick.
The
reaction time thing, you know. How quick you react to the gun.
But Danny Jed,
teach them the right thing and sing. Learn about the starting and teach them the right thing. Now free up the line here and go and listen.
All right, Danny Jed.
But if you realize over the past 3 years, the starting blocks now, right? You see people even getting thrown out of race before you go even burst. Because once you move about it, once you're twitching it, and the reaction time, that means you react now. Reaction time is about your movement, you know.
They don't understand. React before the gun bust.
Right? And it also comes to what I said before about Clark. When Daniel Clark, when he was in it, and that's the way he stood down in the block. You're like, anything he did, and I think that was what semi-final 2 for class 1. I think what three person first started in that race.
Yeah.
So it's what I'm saying is I think it's unfair for a person not working with that equipment to come and use that equipment in a final when the first time you've seen it and things like that.
Yeah, for the kids, like, yeah, it's not a PE event anymore, a extension of PE. This is some big chap meet man is man. There's no extension of PE, man. Schools are about to withdraw from competition.
Yeah.
No apology accepted by Calabar. A big something this.
I tell you. Anyways, listen, big show, you know, Marlon. Bless up yourself, you know. You say you're going to be back for the playoffs, or you're not going to make it?
Earn out and come back in. Let's watch the Blues.
All right.
Like, look for the Blues and Arnett final. One of the red team, either Arnett or Mobile.
Yeah.
Him tell me say I'm going to the whole season next year because you know the orange team are going to the Premier League. Why is my kissing teeth star?
What is I want to know if you know wait if it's a speed, eh? We're next season tier 2. Yeah?
Oh, so who said I didn't see Man is at champs? Of course, man is there how much finals, man. What I talk about? Check the point standing and you see much points Man is get. You understand me? So check that out. Don't ramp with Manning. Teach you never win champs yet. Manning's win champs, you know. Manning's win girls champs, you know. Don't ramp with Manning. What them name? Didn't tell man I come size up. Didn't tell about win champ all Oberlin. Man I put in a sentence with Manning. Is Oberlin never win champs yet?
Oberlin can't win champs. Oberlin when he turn champs a lot.
Oberlin get any points at champs?
What do you mean? What about that? Of course.
I don't see.
Verna is not finals the other day in the Hurdles final, man.
Maybe see didn't tell. I want to one rest. Me not see didn't tell. Me see Tivoli. Me not see didn't tell.
Oh, didn't tell not to have no program like that. No come on the check on.
No, he's in himself, you know. I want to talk about Casey, a greatest school. Relax in yourself, you know.
Kebran Musalaman say yes, Oberlin got points.
Yeah. What am I talking about Casey? What is it? Manning, look at this now. You see why me have a beat Richard Green and beat Drew Fortis and beat Peter Mystic? Manning's man. Isn't Casey the greatest high school in Jamaica and possibly the world? Absolutely not.
One thing me know for sure, Casey cheat. Not chat. Are them help Casey? All the time too.
Big up Casey, but not no greatest school, man. Not no greatest school, man. Big up Casey still. Well done. It was not Casey's fault. You understand me? The one thing is that them use one person that they should not have, and they should not have been given the opportunity to select it, not you. But outside of that, listen, outside of that, they were the better prepared team, boss. You have to give them credit for that.
Yeah, I give them credit for that, yes. But may I say something to you? When them did years at Charlie Mount, he was an eligible player. Them say Charlie Mount thief and cheat. Oh, so them thief and cheat too.
Yeah, I understand me.
But the from the girls' side, still it was more exciting when it went down to the wire. I think.
Man.
If the boys' side has really I've gone down to even the last 2 years, I think
it made it more competitive. Hey, well, listen.
Big up Core and Heidel crew.
What is that? Yeah. Core Bennett also coaches he coaches in thing there too.
Yeah, man, he's man. You know, big up Corey Bennett.
Corey Bennett, because him coach Calabar and Heidel.
Yeah, and come second and win one. What do you think?
Yeah, he never win with Calabar. You think he did Calabar for reach second, but make sure he win next season and go on Heidel by himself. But that, because with like Calabar had some issues still, because all like Bramwell
Mashup
was injured and thing. You understand me? So they had some issues.
A lot of them top runners kind of drop off in coming into champs, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them were doing well.
Because all I know, we are content about Aaron Rodgers' date of birth. Even in Uganda, the people in Uganda check out his date of birth.
I really wanted to see Bramwell if he'd have dismantled the record this season, but he didn't work out.
Who?
Bramwell. The hurdles.
Yeah, man. I think he'd have won the 400. He would have done a show.
The 400 hurdles.
Who?
Bramwell.
No, man. 4 flat. 4
flat. Him done. Yeah.
But the class 2, the class 2.
Yeah, but I think.
But he have a couple more years still. Because he's supposed to be back. Byron Walker supposed to be back. Stevens can come back to school.
Byron Walker step up to class 1.
Yeah, Garden is going to be back. Because the first year, the two Garden are first year class 1.
What surprises still enough? Or comfortable KC won the 4x4?
Because Calabar was in there, man.
Eh?
Calabar was in there, man. Calabar was in the 4x4.
Oh, yeah. Because then they kicked them out and then they put them back in. Yeah.
But it's comfortable because in your Byron point the last leg, the Marcina wasn't a problem.
Problem.
Unseen.
Hot foot.
Remember they're missing 3 players, 3 runners. Remember some Marquis get injured from this something.
But that's still the problem. All if you mean that too.
Yeah? No, but they have a bigger lead.
Remember which bigger lead? I think I have a big lead from
No,
Calabar.
you know what have happened though? Guess what? Bramwell have won the third leg at Gibson and give them a longer lead. That is what would have happened, you know. Because remember, you know, the third leg, the Calabar youth had to basically sprint and come. And so the lead was small. You see, youth run the third leg, he would have ended the race. And then Bramwell would have done the third leg like at Gibson. And Mercer him pull up on the back stretch at Gibson, you know, man. Yeah.
Marlon know the strategy, man. You know, say I want Corey Bennett.
Yeah, man.
You know his strategy.
Hey, but people listen, big up and Unseen, big up yourself, you know. You go match later.
No,
your two teams them are playing now and go watch the match live.
Now watch along.
All right, big up yourself. What time you watch along start?
About 10 minutes before the match. Last match.
Listen. There you go. But may I ask you what time you watch along start? 10 minutes before the match. That's my time.
7:30 we start.
7:30. Yeah, all right.
Good game still. Chaperton fighting, battling Waterhouse. I think Waterhouse will finish 8 this season.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're position.
When they say one Oberlin, what you think altogether seeing this one?
Berlin, man. Man, start in school and one is one. You know, Oberlin people they earn out night chat in a week. You know.
I can't earn out chat, but Oberlin only wins altogether sing boss.
Win some match in football too, you know.
Which one? What American football?
No man, football.
Me never, you know, at a serious level still. I've never heard a scoreline in Manning Cup or Oberlin win the game.
Yeah, you never remember when the Oberlin beat Wolmer's 2-1 up a Stone Hill and a draw with Georges.
How the game done?
Stone Hill.
How the game done? Oh,
we beat Wolmer's up a Stone Hill 2-1 and draw with Georges 2-2.
See how Simon same play you and Simon and where Simon goes. You know where Simon go? Hillel boss.
Simon can't play football, Richard.
And Oberlin can't beat the team with Simon Depan. Hillel. Think about that.
No man, I practice match that man. Practice match man.
Hey, somebody asking like who are you picked for relegation? Don't ask me that. See, you see,
Brian talk about Brian play NFL for him school.
Boss, man, a goalkeeper for Jonathan Grant. And gave him 17.
I think a rugby in play. Jonathan Grant play rugby, you know. Yeah.
And Simon says Pepsi U14 and beat your team, you know.
Oh, some long time thing that me never play football in time before. 2005 then.
You never play in a game for Oberlin Dakar Cup, boss.
A Manning Cup me play Manning. You see even know.
So you play in a one game?
I play whole heap of game for in a Manning Cup.
Well, let me ask you. Unseen, you play for Oberlin?
Of course.
In a official Manning Cup game, who you play against? Of course.
I play against St. Mary's College. I play against Jose Marti. I play against Stats. I play against JC.
What position you play?
I'm a goalkeeper them time. I'm Manning Cup, I'm a goalkeeper.
I mean,
Brian can't keep like me when I keep, man.
Man is man, how many clean sheets?
Boss, German LC, you might tell the German LC score about 7 goals in one game from Oberlin.
Brian, do you say you go? At someone school you go? You got Joseph Martin, you got Jonathan Grant. Make up your mind.
I want to say Martin go, man.
Okay. Are we? What can Brian talk about?
No, he must say Simon. Simon, he must tell Simon. He must tell Simon. How this a call, you know? Somebody. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. You're about to close. Caller, you have 5 minutes and the show is over.
You know, your body is calling a long time. I touch space.
Yeah? You're live on I Am Sure Sports, you know?
So, we just a call to make you know set.
Mm-hmm.
All of them names they want to call, you know, Homewood. Homewood was one of the biggest school with lots of different sports personnel, with going with soccer, running. Homewood.
What would never win a Dakasta Cup, man? Come on, man. Not do with that, man.
No, but years ago, you know, Homewood was one of the best, one of those best school in Thailand, you know.
For what? For cricket and track and field
and soccer too.
But you know, no man, you win cricket competition regularly, Headley Cup, and you win girls champs. What you know, win nothing else, man?
Not me, I know me.
No, we know, man.
And PSC,
yeah.
PSC is a school where you can't rule out.
No, we not rule out KC. KC when it come on to sports and them thing, then KC a good school. We not rule out.
You know
that. But rude boy, man.
You know what I
no rude boy this.
Okay.
Them don't know say a rude boy, man.
Me just want. Yeah, okay.
So hold on. Which school you want to talk about? Which school you went to? Homewood?
No, man. I want school me going in my life, man. I mean, did go. My name is graduate. Port Royal College.
What? Where's that?
Port Royal College.
Oh, yeah, man from out of Port Royal, listen.
And blessings to Port Royal College to make me know what I know up until this day, and with the little education that they give me.
Yeah. So how you the Port Royal tell me about Homewood? No Donald Quarry, no Donald Quarry tell me about, man. No,
let me tell you something. Most kids from Port Royal in my days, you know. Donald Quarry, KC, Camperdown, and them school there. Most of Port Royal kids them at them school there, them attend to, you know.
And Dunoon
and
yeah, man, them the school you tell me about Homewood, man. Homewood just have a good run in a thing there, you know, because I say Veer was if any school you that's dominated things in Jamaica is Veer. Because Veer win girls champs years on top of years. Veer was winning football like every time and cricket every time and thing. But Homewood was just a cricket school in a Headley Cup, man.
Yeah, but Homewood did have some good. You say, all right, years ago, you know.
Tell me some big ball away. Tell me some big ball away play for Homewood. Tell me three.
You used to have one good baller from Homewood, you know, when he Foresight, you know, him dead and gone, made him soul rest in peace. He used to live in Independence City, you know.
In him Foresight?
Clive, I think when he Clive Foresight or something like that.
You know, sound like him big, man.
Cool, a big baller, you know, man.
Excellent, man. Foresight. If you, I tell you, man.
Foresight.
Since me go a Portmore, me know him. Big baller, man. Foresight. He used to live in Independence City, so.
Me say Earl Bailey are the biggest baller that play for Homewood.
Then we all laugh at when you achieve something, you can't laugh at the man. When you
if Earl Bailey, big up the ball eagle. If Earl Bailey are the biggest baller, we play for Homewood never good for football, man. We gotta tell you that right there. No,
you have good sports personal company.
Good track and field people, man. Anisha McCloughin and Nadine Palm and all of them people there.
Anastasia Leroy.
All of them there.
Yeah.
But them
so you rate Camperdown?
No, man, Camperdown was sprint factory. Camperdown was a sprint factory at Jamaica when I time, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But with football and for them thing.
Camperdown, no, man, we are talking about Camperdown. We are talking about one of the greatest football teams ever in a schoolboy football in Jamaica. Them say it's a Camperdown team, man.
But when that how much years ago? How much years ago that?
You know, matter how long, you know. Remember, say, Damien, so Damien know the play for Camperdown.
Yeah, but how much years that? When last year you get
Ricardo Fuller.
Well, low. Waiver lines as footballers.
Ricardo Fuller a boss, man. Them man they a boss.
All right, talk about now. We in a national team.
Well, then Jack, we just tell him, man, and not me you should tell us.
Jamai Topi.
So me.
Hey, are you me I tell because you asking about me I tell Camperdown a big school when it come on to football. You can't put Homewood on the school in a Camperdown.
We are talking about now.
Then you know.
You don't know what I got money.
Hey, Road Boy.
I know.
Road Boy.
You said no, you know.
Road Boy. But how you
anyway, me now will up your thing. You say me a 5 minutes, I want to kill a thing. I hope the police boy now. When the last time he attacked, I hope him not listen to him.
Who?
The one, the police, the little police boy, the rest about, you don't know if I him or me, you attack him about kick or punch or something like that.
Me?
Remember last time we call it.
Road Boy. The man that come, the man is ask Road Boy for ask the bartender for your next round because they seriously are drinking.
You have a round for the table. You don't have to ask. I don't have to ask.
Boss, you have a round for the table.
I don't have to ask. I don't beg free liquor.
No, they will just give you a trouble still, but we don't know.
Me know, but I have it on the table here. It's on my table.
What you drinking?
What I'm drinking some whiskey with Coca-Cola, and I'm having some peanuts.
All right. At least
I came home and I have a piece of steak with some rice and some vegetable with avocado. That's it.
With some avocado.
Yeah, so I'm just putting myself to bed soon to get up to go to work 4 o'clock tomorrow. So there's nothing free there. There's nothing free. So whosoever want to know, whosoever want to know what's going on, I'm just giving it to them.
All right. So
and if they want a meal, I can send $50 for them too. Because people always commenting about what people life stories about. You understand?
Oh, Jesus. Hey, what thing we did a Road Boy? I always laughing because you don't know none of them play with the Road Boy, you know. Well, you know, say too much.
Because you know what? Yes, me not cut you. You see King Yellow Man? You see the King of Dancehall, King Yellow Man?
No, man. Oh, King Yellow Man, I King of Dancehall.
Wait now. Listen to me, officer now.
Yeah.
Okay. King Yellow Man come from Alpha Boys Home and me come from Oliver Boys Home. So you see, we don't mess up with us. If you want to talk, we will go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, I will up your thing.
No man. Tell me ask you now. So King Yellow Man are the king for dancehall? So Beanie Man
King Yellow Man not the best. Who can't?
Want to Beanie Man?
Of you up in crown yet.
Want to Beanie Man?
Beanie Man them a pick the man. Beanie Man them come like monkey pan limb.
Want to Vibes Cartel?
Vibes Cartel them a bleach them then a white clothes man. Them then a my label. You have to tell me about Bounty Killer and Movado.
So you have
Go side.
So hold on there. So you have Bounty Killer. So Bounty Killer
and Movado.
Them man they could be king but not Cartel.
Cartel them no bleach. Who put Cartel in a bleach, white clothes bleach man, and put him on line for the sunburn or the bad stain out of it. A bad stain, we call them the people, you know.
So anybody who bleach can be the king for dancehall?
No, I know anybody will bleach. He's just not in my vocabulary.
Okay. But Beanie Man a big artist, man.
Beanie Man them a pick the man. Beanie Man them have dirty mind. Them never bust nobody yet. You know, young artists come to them bust them. They never help nobody in a life yet more than some little hungry belly picking with a boy around them with pants under them, but you walk up and down with them.
Okay. All right. Me think Beanie Man.
My speed.
Yeah, me think Beanie Man still.
Beanie Man them a pick the man. Them Beanie Man them help nobody.
Like what you send me. All right. Here's how me see it now. Me respect Yellow Man and the legends, you know. But you see, me take the Yellow Man lyrics and put them beside Vibes Cartel lyrics, there's a big gap.
Vibes Cartel are idiot, man. A mash up picnic. Any young picnic where I grew up, no, there's a mash up with them like.
All right, boss. Hey, but big up
That's
myself.
my concerning.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
listen to them, the idiot. There.
Everyone is one said, Vice Cartel lyrics them bigger.
No, if you put like Yellow Man do a song when him say 5 plus 5 equals to 10.
Yeah.
If you have a paper, you must have a pen.
Yes.
You understand?
All right. You remember that one? Yeah? Tell you sing that one. Yeah. You remember that one? Yeah?
Hey, what?
Which one?
Where Papa San sing.
Then
remember Papa San music when
you
sing?
ask me to tell you who.
Me know you know, maybe you know, remember Papa sing. Papa sang. I will survive.
I will survive as long as I know how to live. I know I stay alive. I have all my life to live. And at the age of 1, when I just began, to stand up on my feet and go along. When people talk to me, I just could not understand. Look up into their face and then what is going on?
Yes.
What do you mean to me?
Yes.
At the age of 2, what do I do? Hey.
Yes. Even.
Yeah.
You see the same Mr. Vegas.
No, man. No, but
much as people, but
all right, hold on. What I want to ask you now. So, what I want to ask you now. So, Yellow Man do a song say, Zongo, 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 zang. 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. If you have a paper, you must have a pen. Like
have a pen.
Yeah. So, you tell me, what is lyrical about that?
He might tell you stuff, say, if you have a paper, you have to have a pen, and with the pen, you can subtract, you can minus, you can multiply, or you can build a music.
All right, my boss. All right.
So at the end of the day, being a man, them no bust somebody, Bounty Killer bust whole heap of people. Movada them help whole heap of people. Vibes Cartel as bad as him help whole heap of get to youth stuff, but him not for me, him not for me vocabulary.
Okay.
You know, go against him at the end of the day. That's just my opinion. You understand?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
When they say vocabulary,
Me know what you mean, man. Me know all them song there, no. Me know.
Yeah,
not
even
the dread of some type of living. When a man see him on the street, him now in a country, not the dread do in some farming, all kind of things. Not planting like I and young king dashing and church or pop shop and planting okra and pepper and all kind of season. When the dread war money, the dread is hustling. Who sing that? Who sing that?
Lieutenant City.
Okay.
All right. Me I'm 50 plus, you know. So remember, you know, I don't know, pick me and talk to.
All right, boss. Big up yourself.
Money's man.
You mean I may say me know what your thing.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Big up to you, blessings to the crew and peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace out to the world.
Before you leave, you have to give one of them when you write long. One of them song you write and bust it before you leave.
No, man, I give it.
No, I'm not ready yet, man. You're not ready yet. Next time you call in.
Oh, you have song?
You have song?
Yeah, me don't know say you have
song.
You
want me to give you a piece?
Oh, you mean, man?
Listen to piece now. Say when me step in at the pub, my money have to fork out. And when my money fork out, another little piece we have fork out. We tell the bartender to come chump up 1 bottle of Appleton and some Red Bull. And that's how we just a drink up. And a beat we a beat up. And a eat we a eat up. Pork and chicken for the whole night we a cheek up. Wheel up and come again. And you know, that's mercy. 1 tequila on the borderline. People dead same time. So peace out and just keep the show running.
You know, some could I give you a bounty killer? We're better than we just say. Let me give you. True, me say.
Sometimes I'm riding west. I walk up to see my bulletproof vest. I will never do, man.
Let me give you one.
You kill the money, man. You kill it.
Flirt. Road boy think a joke and try style me shirt. Who fool him up and tell him to the work. No,
you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
Run come looking at me Magnum, boy. Run come look up in a me Magnum, boy. All right, you know what now? Poor people fed up. Poor people fed up.
Hey, rude boy, pick up yourself with them. You're running up, come in the what?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You
pick
know,
up
everything. And just blessings to the world, man. And peace. And big up to my God and Bounty Killer. And the thing, you know. Beanie man, just sit back in your couch and watch them three, man.
All right, my boss. Cool. Yeah, boy. Rude boy, don't remember some of the lines that this I got tall, boy.
Rude boys. You guys are up in my magnum and pass about 2 hours to blow.
He don't know no more. He said, let me give you a next one and he started.
Give me a next one.
You don't remember no more, right? You know. Got people.
Rum seed, man. How would you?
I want to, you know.
I will make you rum.
You boy come on and see it.
Eh?
Yeah, boy, you take it, man.
I'm on the same camera and John gun.
Yeah, man. But people, listen, you man, make a run, you know. Yeah, man, big up yourself.
Yeah, boy.
What they said, Veer eliminated from JPL playoff contention. Oh, from the playoff contention with loss to Veer. Okay, newspaper article in the Observer.
Eliminated.
No, from the playoff, them say.
Yeah, but they eliminated for round 1.
That's sweet to you, man.
Yeah.
That's sweet to you.
Well, you can't sweet me. Me have them for last season, sir. Remember we do the preview for the season start before they kick a ball. I said I have them on the lines going down.
You're right.
Yeah, man, people, big up on yourself, you know. Listen, hit the like button before you go share the video. And if you have not yet subscribe. Big up to Marlon for coming and big up yourself, boss. Big up to Unseen. Big up to Mr. Speed and every person who called in, every person who was in the comment section. Appreciate you all. Tomorrow, we come back and we're going to have one of our social discussion programs. So looking forward to that. All right. Bless up. I am management. This has been I'm Sure Sports. And after the big performance by one and only Rude Boy from out of Canada, you understand me, man? We eat some steak and rice and some vegetable. You understand me? You know, you have to run up in them man vocabulary. You understand me, I mean? Yeah, man. Them man vocabulary big. Yes, sir. So big up on yourself. We are over and we are out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Rios, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.